the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome to it. It's a Feel Good Thursday on Expresso, and you are the family. Thank you so much for joining us again. We absolutely love you. We've had the most amazing week.
Oh my
so good to see you again.
So good to see
Can
you,
I just say, I know
Gray.
we shouldn't be talking about the past, but you cooked like a legend yesterday.
Thank you.
We had to handle the culinary hotline ourselves. A lot of pressure,
So
okay?
much pressure.
Trying to emulate the likes of Chef Clem, all the greats that come in the kitchen. We had an absolute blast. So thank you so much for playing along with us and letting us have just a little bit of fun. So I whipped up a beautiful tomato soup. Well, I say I loosely, we collectively whipped
I'm
up a
still
tomato
thinking
soup.
about your soup.
Hey, with the cheese toast dippers, absolutely
With
amazing.
basil oil?
I mean, come on, that's like
Next
restaurant
level.
quality. What did you make?
Oh my goodness, I made a delicious medley of vegetables and then I put prosciutto on there, feta, olives. It was just insane. Ryle literally took that dish home.
Absolutely, no, he did. He took, well, everyone was kind of taking handfuls as they walked past, but we had so much fun. So thank you so much for playing your part. We absolutely love you guys. Today, your role a little bit more important, and we're going to need you to jump on board.
I absolutely love what we've got going on. In honor of Global Accessibility Awareness Day, we're joined by the inspiring Taryn Tomlinson. Now, she is a fearless adventurer and a disability activist who redefines what possible even means. She even climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Listen to this. In a wheelchair. You can see her looking absolutely victorious over there, and I can't wait to get into chats and fitness with her.
Completely, and she doesn't mince her words either, which I love, because we need that kind of conversation in this space so we can all grow and learn together. Absolutely. And then we are back in the kitchen with content creator Nicola Fraser to whip up a few of TikTok's most viral recipes right now, from the lazy cat cake, yeah, that got everyone's attention. Oh, look at it.
Good.
The hot honey ground beef sweet potato bowl.
I've heard about this one.
How many healthy things can you put in one bowl? We will see. And then I don't even know how to say this. Quirk mutsis. I don't know. Have a look at this. I'm guessing it is a baked delight. Hot chili chicken burgers is not that, but we will find out exactly what the mystery is. Nicholas Fraser is going to break it down for us and bring us some of those recipes that are just so cool. You've got to try them yourself.
We'll double tap on those for sure. Plus, Bussy is in the building after making a Metro FM Music Award history with 3 major wins for Kwelanga 2.0. She joins us for a chat and a performance, yes, just for you. So you definitely don't want to miss this one.
All right, so let's get the show started. Let's start the conversation. As I said, you have a vital role to play, as always, and we want to start the chat with you right now and head to the socials. So this is what we're posing for you guys today. We've all been there scrolling through TikTok thinking, oh, that looks easy. I'm definitely trying this out. Dun, dun, dun. Let us know which TikTok hack has become a must in your home. If you want to throw in a couple of fails as well, and attempts and multiple attempts, you're more than welcome. But if you've got that one hack that just jumped out at you and you nailed it and you go back to it every day, we'd love to hear from you. You can drop us a voice note. You can send us a pic, a video. 063-036-9649 is the number to use. In fact, if you want to chat about anything on the show. So let's give you a couple of conversation starters. I'm going to dive into those sporting headlines after Carissa takes us through the news.
Thank you so much, Graham. With just 3 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning, let's get into your national news headlines first, where the quarterly debt index from Debt Busters shows that an increasing number of South Africans are relying on one personal and short-term loans to make ends meet. Now, the latest figures reveal that 91% of debt counselling applicants have personal loans, the highest rate since 2017. The index also highlights that 1 in 3 South Africans with debt obligations is struggling, with many 3 months or more in arrears. The debt-to-income ratio does remain high, particularly among higher-income earners. Now, in other national news, nationwide Valomgodi operations in April saw 1,857 suspects arrested for illegal mining and other serious crimes, including murder, attempted murder, and possession of explosives. SAPS confirmed the seizure of more than 100 unpolished diamonds in the Northern Cape, leading to 15 arrests. Police also confiscated 27 unlicensed arms, 385 rounds of ammunition, and 71 vehicles, including trucks and mining equipment. A total of 341 hand-driven cylinders and 6 stands were also recovered as authorities intensified efforts to disrupt criminal mining networks across the country. Now let's take a look further afield at your international news-making headlines, where Mali's military junta has officially dissolved all political parties following a national conference recommendation to extend military ruler Assimi Goita's term by 5 years. The announcement made on state TV comes after unprecedented protests in Bamako demanding democracy and multi-party elections. Now, the junta, which took power in 2020 and 2021 coups, had initially promised elections in 2022. Ahead of another planned protest, political activities were suspended nationwide. Meanwhile, at least 3 opposition figures have allegedly been abducted, sparking fears of deepening political repression. Meanwhile, more than 65 released Israeli hostages have urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and US President Donald Trump to resume talks for a comprehensive deal in Gaza. In a letter signed yesterday, they stressed a, quote, real opportunity for renewed negotiations, especially after the release of American hostage Idan Alexander. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum said the appeal reflects a growing belief among former captives that a diplomatic breakthrough is possible. Now addressed to Trump and his envoy Steve Witkoff, the letter urges leaders, quote, don't walk away, sign a comprehensive deal, end quote. And finally, Cannes 2025, wrapping up on Saturday, has been a dazzling blend of style, cinema and soul. On Tuesday, stars stepped out in show-stopping fashion. Bella Hadid wowed in a keffiyeh dress honoring her heritage, while Naomi Campbell turned heads in a vintage 1996 Chanel. Halle Berry was also there, who brought drama in a black and white Jacquemus with a playful bustle. On screen, Josephine Jappy's heartfelt debut, The Wanderers, inspired by her sister's rare disorder, moved audiences with its tenderness, while Kevin Costner teared up during a 7-minute ovation for Horizon. Quentin Tarantino and wife Daniela also made a rare smile-filled appearance on the red carpet. As the curtain slowly falls, Cannes keeps dazzling with soul and definitely with style. Absolutely love seeing our A-listers out there looking as fabulous as they do. So we leave your 6 o'clock news for now, though. Let's get into some sporting headlines. Graham standing by with the latest.
All right, I got to open with this one. I don't know where your allegiance lies, but well done if it happens to be with Mamelodi Sundowns. They've done it again. They, in fact, have sealed their record-extending 15th PSL title with an incredible 3-0 win over Chippa United, to do it in style at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Ikram Reyners does what he does. He opened the scoring early, matching Lucas Ribeiro as joint top scorer with 14 goals in the camp. And the victory also now extended Sundowns' unbeaten run against Chippa to 24 league matches and secured their 8th consecutive league crown. Incredible. Congratulations. Now we stay with footballing news. Real Madrid kept their La Liga hopes alive with a dramatic 2-1 comeback, and that was over Real Mallorca yesterday. Trailing after Martin Valiant's early goal, Los Blancos then equalized through Kylian Mbappe before Jacobo Ramon struck in the 95th minute, Fergie time. And the win now narrows Barcelona's lead to just 4 points, postponing potential title celebrations ahead of their derby clash with Espanyol. Oh, it's going down to the wire, and we love it. Now we turn to Formula One, and Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has eased penalties for swearing following backlash from drivers. So ahead of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, the risk of a race ban was scrapped, and the maximum fine reduced from €10,000 to €5,000. New guidelines now distinguish between swearing in controlled versus uncontrolled settings, allowing more leniency for emotional outbursts during races. I guess what happens on tour stays on tour. Now we turn to tennis, and Carlos Alcaraz, he's advanced to the Italian Open semi-finals with a 6-4, 6-4 win over American Jack Draper, setting up a clash with Lorenzo Musetti. Bit of an it guy this year. The Spaniard's strong performance also lifted him to world number 2. Meanwhile, top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka, she was upset by 8-seed Zheng Qinwen, 6-4, 6-3, ending her title hopes in Rome after a dominant clay court run. So a bit of spice in Italy, and we are here for that, and we'll touch on those headlines again in about an hour or so. Right now, start of a brand new day. Let's see what the weather has in store.
Thank you, G-Man. Well, let's get into your weather for the first time. We touched down, of course, in Mzansi, where weather holds steady today, mirroring yesterday's patterns. The South African Weather Service has maintained its warnings, including extremely high fire danger conditions forecast, and that is for extreme Western Cape, as well as Northern Cape, and the northern parts of the northern Western Cape. Residents in these areas are urged to take extra care as dry vegetation and warm winds heighten the risks of runaway fires. Meanwhile, a heat wave warning also remains in effect for the Richtersveld region of the Northern Cape, where persistently high temperatures are expected to continue through to tomorrow. All right, let's get into that sunrise view of the hour, and this is going to kickstart our Thursday on the best of notes, straight out of Margate. A beautiful one came through from Al Saib, and thank you so much for sharing this. I'm telling you, that bird was definitely a paid actor, Al Saib. Thank you so much for getting in touch. In fact, it looks like you're in the sky somewhere. Is that a plane? I don't know what that is, but it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for getting in touch with that gorgeous morning view. That definitely makes it to our wall of fame to make sure that we have your morning views immortalized right here in studio. 26 degrees is what you can expect in Margate. And if you too think that you could beat that view, 0630369649 is how you get in touch with us as we delve into the temperatures of the rest of the country.
Absolutely beautiful weather. Looks quite warm across the land, but don't leave your house just yet. We got you for 3 hours and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. And we're also going to stretch our, I think, understanding of what is possible and maybe be put to shame just a little bit. Mobility activist and just an incredible human being who lets no challenge beat her. Taryn Tomlinson is in the house and she's going to take us through some of her incredible adventures. I think recently hitting Mount Kilimanjaro, we see her there. She is here to, yes, take us inside her journey, but I think more importantly, paint a picture, a bigger picture notion of what we all need to do. And then, of course, Carissa's going to get moving this morning. No excuses. We will be exercising on the other side of this. We'll see you now. Welcome back to you, and welcome back to the incredible Taryn Tomlinson. She is back, and she has covered some ground since the last time we saw a trailblazing media figure, social innovator, and advocate for inclusive tourism, because it really does matter, from founding impactful initiatives to literally conquering Mount Kilimanjaro in a wheelchair. Taryn's story is a testament to purpose, to perseverance, and I think powerful change that can create very powerful ripples. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
It's difficult actually to introduce you these days, because every time we see you, you've added another list of achievements. So I think the first question begs, how are you in this crazy world? I think a lot of people very low volts at this time of the year. You seem to be exploding with energy.
Yeah, I'm good. I feel blessed. Extremely grateful to be here and to be able to share the story again. And yeah, just take everything one day at a time. Some days are good, some days are bad.
Yeah, literally, we just focus at what's right in front of us, and we move towards that. And I think you capture that mentality in the most powerful way, and you just keep applying yourself to new spaces. Before we touch on Kilimanjaro, can I ask you, just for those that are uninitiated to your story, what are the formative experiences, those moments that inform this?
Yeah.
Why are you the way you are? Have you been able to discern that yet?
Yes, I've been introduced to lots of challenges from very early on in my life, and I think what doesn't break you, if you take the lessons therein, it will strengthen you. And so I am the way I am. Multiple challenges, one of that being I was 18 turning 19, and then I got rheumatoid arthritis. So I went from being able-bodied one moment to then having extreme pain in my knee, and then the next, and then having, within a year, I think I needed to use a wheelchair. So yeah, those were one of the formative challenges that I went through.
Where do you find the strength? As someone who would have found it physically, who would have attacked the problem with that physical energy, where does it come from now? How have you been able to recalibrate yourself? Because clearly it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, well, I didn't have much physical energy. I still do sometimes that I do.
Just the spark. Let's just go, yeah.
Just the spark. But I think it's the mental focus. I think that if you have an ability to focus your vision on the end result of what it is, the energy will come. You don't have to manufacture the energy. You just have to stay clear on your goal. And I think that from there, because I really don't know. I really can't say the inner where it comes from.
I think there are quantum connections happening here, which is a beautiful thing, and maybe why so many people connect with you. I was joking earlier, you don't mince your words. You say it like it is, which is vitally important in your space. When did that transition happen? When did it become clear to you that you've got to actually put yourself out there, get on top of a mountain and start screaming this message for everybody else, not just your own journey?
Yeah, well, I had part of my journey after the difficulty with arthritis. I had a fantastic experience. I manifested living in Italy for a while. When I was there, I had the privilege of living in a hotel, traveling quite a bit, and getting to experience what services are there for persons with disabilities in Europe and when you're traveling around and living in these spaces. When I came back to South Africa, I started a non-profit organization helping underprivileged kids. But from there, I was still challenged by the physical barriers that I found on a day-to-day basis, right? So I had to leave school because school was inaccessible, so I couldn't finish school.
Cut off from education.
Cut off from education. I couldn't go to university. I had to do correspondence because university was inaccessible.
Cut off.
Cut off. Couldn't apply for jobs because job spaces were inaccessible. So that was, all of those challenges. And coming back to South Africa, applying myself, but then still finding, as a person that's traveled, I'm challenged when I enter hotel spaces. And these are spaces that I'm paying full price for this room, but people just have a careless attitude of, it's like,
ignorance, a level of ignorance,
which is just incredibly frustrating because no one gives you a discount when you come in, for their ineffectiveness. And so it was from there that I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply myself, understand all that I can in this sphere, and then just see how I can better that. And that's when I started my company, Livable. We're Universal Access Consultants. And in order to launch the company, we went to climb Kilimanjaro.
As one does.
Yes.
And I would imagine someone said you couldn't somewhere along the way. You were like, okay, then that's fine, we shall do it. How terrifying was that prospect when it became real and you had to start to do the fitness and actually put into your head now this process that breaks a lot of very physically able people? How terrifying was that prospect?
I said no to the person that asked me for 2 years. 2 years. Every year they were like, "Are you going, Karen?" I was like,
Hell no.
"I'll meet you at the hotel afterwards with a glass of warm beverage for you." So I said no for 2 years because I was afraid. I could not imagine myself in that cold with my physical challenges and the pain and all of that kind of stuff. So I said no. But then when the opportunity came, and I thought, this is a great way to shine a spotlight on our business, and really that it's your attitude that determines your altitude.
In this case, literally.
In this case, literally your attitude. And that too was the focus. I had a why that was bigger than the challenges, and because I followed that why, it was important to me. It came about.
How did you prepare? What did you do? Because this must have been completely, excuse the pun, new ground for you.
Completely.
How did you physically, mentally, prepare for something that's kind of never been done before, certainly within your matrix?
Absolutely, and within my paradigm. I mean, I'm no stretch of the imagination see myself as an athlete. So I went to the Sports Science Institute. I worked
As one does.
Yes, one does. Worked with amazing biokineticists over there, and they had their doctors first check out me, give a full physical. And then went through a lot of cardiovascular training because it was, about making sure that your lungs has capacity and that you've got enough oxygen.
And that's still a question mark once you get on the mountain. You still don't know what your body is going to do.
You have no idea. And then, of course, people will always let you know about the people that died just moments
yeah.
before.
I'm holding that back right now. I'm holding that back. So when you did the journey, what was the high point for you? Obviously, there is a particular high point that I would imagine is just mind-blowing to get there. But for you, what was the biggest impact of this experience?
The most amazing impact that I had was the relationship and the bond that was formed between me and the porters that carried me to the top.
Oh, man.
It was an incredible experience. I remember the worst experience was being up court at nighttime with 8 guys all around, carrying me through, rains and stuff. And it was just amazing.
I love that. I haven't cried today yet, so our moment is loading. It is mind-blowing to think of what that mental challenge must have been like. Never mind the physical elements of it, which I think could break anybody. But this is just new territory. It feels like for all of us, which is amazing. So thank you so much for being vulnerable. Thank you for saying it took you 2 years to work up the courage to do it as well, because I think there are a lot of people there sitting back right now thinking that there are barriers standing in front of me that seem concrete. They seem like an actual solid, real mountain. Well, I think you can conquer it, but it starts with just that first move. And we are going to be moving, well, I say that loosely. Carissa is going to be moving in just a moment. We're going to take you inside the fitness journey of Taryn as she conquered Mount Kilimanjaro. Absolutely incredible. And yes, no excuses. Everybody moves.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, I can speak from my own wonderful experience. Parenting is one of life's greatest joys, but also one of its biggest challenges. You pretty much feel like a failure every day, but then the children fill that cup back up again. How do we raise secure, resilient, and confident kids in today's world? Well, joining us to explore this are 2 incredible guests, Laura Johnston, CEO of Phytoceutics and an integrative nutrition health coach herself, And then Dr. Jenny Rose, a clinical psychologist, parent-child expert, and a mom, which makes you an expert, I think, in this field. These become very self-indulgent, these conversations, because I've got 2 little ones and I'm stressing about the world that they are entering into. It's just crazy. You must get asked by every single mom or parent who meets you, how do I do it? How? Because you've carved a path there. So how do we do that? How do we raise secure, resilient, and confident kids to make their way in the world?
I think the key thing that we need to do, Graham, is to really safeguard the relationship. Okay. I think if we can understand that attachment and our connection with our kids is really the thing that we use to build off of, then we are protecting them against so much adversity and the struggles and the challenges that come their way. I think we very easily get caught up in how do we fix the power struggles and the tantrums and the behaviours that are difficult.
The manifestation of, yeah.
Exactly. But if we explore a little bit deeper and we actually use the relationship as the thing that is protective of our kids, then we are setting them up for success down the line.
Conscious parenting. Some people can feel the bile rising in their throat as they say it. I'm on that mission, and it is very, very challenging. But for the uninitiated, how would you explain conscious parenting, and what are we trying to achieve with that line?
So conscious parenting is an amazing way to approach how we raise our kids. And I think we are the first generation that's really intentional about how we raise kids and the kind of people we are molding.
Completely.
But I think there's a big sort of challenge that lies in our way, which is we often don't execute conscious parenting the way it is intended. So a lot of parents really get the first kind of step right, which is we are emotionally attuned, we validate, we're empathic, we're there, we're connecting, we're doing all of that so well. But we often forget that there's actually a second component to conscious parenting, and that is that we are boundaried. There are consequences for behavior. There's routine, structure, predictability, consistency, all of these layers. Exactly. Yeah. And we often fall short on that side. It's a combination of both of these factors that allows us to be conscious parents that raise these strong, resilient kids.
I'm finding most of my baggage that's coming out now is how little I knew about nutrition when I was younger, little I knew about my body, controlling my own moods, inspiring myself, all of those beautiful links between nutrition and our mind and our body, and that's where you step in. Why is this such an important underpinning in your child's journey?
So it's just really important to get those basics right. You know, if you're not sleeping well, if you're not well fed, you're not going to be able to regulate your emotions and your mood, and it's going to have big effects on your relationships.
Everything. It's going to affect everything in your life.
So good sleep hygiene, you know, getting to bed on time, making sure that the room's dark, it's quiet, having a routine, super important. And then when it comes to nutrition, you know, if you're eating a very poor diet, high inflammatory sugar, it's going to affect your brain and it's going to affect your emotions. If your gut health is not in a good place, again, there's that gut-brain axis, it's not going to bode well for your emotional regulation. So high-quality omega-3s. If your child doesn't eat fish, try a supplement. There are lots out there. D3, also important for bones and for mood. And a good probiotic are really important.
Look after the belly, because that
100%.
is the source. I'm realizing more and more how absolutely important that is. And again, this is an area that you can control.
Yeah.
And you can start teaching culture around food. Can you weigh in on this, the value of the nutritional culture within the family?
Absolutely. And I think what Laura said is just so powerful, because we should actually be getting our kids on board for understanding that all these factors play a role in how they show up. When we teach them from a young age to understand that getting good rest, that eating well, that supplementing with things that we need to add into our bodies contributes to them being regulated, to them being able to show up with better energy, be able to perform better in a test, to be able to do a better performance on the sports field.
To be happy and control their mental health.
100%. So these components are so critical, and we as parents need to take ownership of that. You know, you've said yourself, we've got to say, what are we bringing to the party here for our kids? And we've got to ensure that all these things are covered correctly.
If they don't see us embracing it and being authentic, they're not. We can tell them as much as you want, but I think we all know they only copy what they see, not what they are told. This is an area where I would imagine you had a lot of fun playing, and you have some amazing products, because I know what your baseline is. So talk us through how you approach aiding the younger journey.
Yes, I mean, I have kids myself, and I've been on this journey trying to get them to take supplements. And one of the hardest things for me was an omega-3, because they didn't like fish, and you know, they couldn't swallow capsules for a long time. So it actually took me 3 years to find the NutriBurst gummy range. And I wanted something that was sugar-free, that didn't have any nasties in it, but that also had omega-3 that you couldn't taste. So the Super Kids Gummy and the whole NutriBurst range has high-quality ingredients in optimal doses for children. But then we've also got things like sprays. So we've got a D3 spray that tastes delicious, it's sugar-free. And then we've also got sachets. So we've got a Gut probiotic that tastes like sherbet. It's all sugar-free. You know, my kids absolutely love taking
Are these only for kids, or are adults allowed to take these supplements? Thank you.
And the sachets. No, it's for everyone.
I'm so glad you've done this, because, I mean, I saw a damning report comparing, and I'm not promoting smoking cigarettes by any measure, but that more sugar than cigarettes in terms of the inflammation and what it does to your body and how you feel. It's crazy, yet sugar just flies under the radar. These inflammatory ingredients fly under the radar. So now, because I don't have you here every day by my side, like a pocket version of you that I can keep, you have released a book. Yes. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, so I think this is very much in line with this topic. It's a book that is the sequel to Weaning Sense, written by Kath McGaw and myself. Brilliant. And it's basically trying to align these very components we're chatting about. It speaks to the psychology of food, which is a major gap that we don't understand. I think very often we do preventative, or we don't do enough preventative work. We do treatment work only when kids struggle with eating. So when they're a picky eater, or we have eating pathology, or teens are struggling with eating, we only come in with intervention then. But we actually need to think about how are we setting our kids up for success with a good relationship with food, a healthy relationship with food. And then there's all the nutrition that's brought in. There's so much on the gut-brain connection and why we need to consider that, the understanding why things like probiotics are so important. There's recipes, so there's really a lot of value in this book. So hopefully it's something that every parent can actually utilize in their home.
With you and Kath involved, I know it's going to be the new kind of staple, the Bible, that we will lean on. So thank you so much for putting in the amount of effort. Thank you so much. Just give me the flavor again, the probiotic. It tastes like?
It's actually a plum flavour, but you would never guess that because plum's quite niche. But it tastes delicious.
It's like sherbet. No, we absolutely love what you guys are putting down, because it speaks to a deeper cultural shift, more than just, as you say, kind of treating the symptoms or dealing with the end result. But I have a feeling this is going to force us adults, us parents, to hold up a mirror and look at our own eating habits, our own relationship to food and what that entails. But most importantly, we know it's about the connection with our kids, and that is in our control. This parenting journey is filled with a lot of learning daily, patience. Yes, we do try, and growth for both the kids and parents as well. So today we've explored how conscious parenting, emotional regulation, and vitally, the proper nutrition can help raise confident and resilient children for when we can't be at their side. So keep in mind that small changes can make a big difference in your child's well-being, but we need consistency. And if you want more insight on this, you can visit phytoceutics.com, and we'll keep those details up. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Graham.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code Expresso for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.
What an insightful conversation. And right now, as Graham mentioned earlier, we're going to get moving. And yes, you are included in all of this, because today is GAAD, which is Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And who other to bring in that lead the charge is Taryn Tomlinson, who's still in the building, taking us through part of the seated fitness routine that she used while training, in case you missed it, to summit Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, between her and I, she was telling me they call it Kili, which I absolutely love. These gentle, accessible exercises build strength, boost circulation, and engage the core, proving that movement belongs to everyone and also just everywhere. Imagine finding yourself, you were saying, it's basically Table Mountain times 5.
Yeah, 5 times higher than Table Mountain.
Girl, you're a better person than I could ever be, but that's why we're bringing you here today. And show us how to do these different exercises. You could be in a wheelchair, or you could be, like you mentioned, elderly, or just limited in your movement, and these would be great exercises to incorporate.
Absolutely. So not everybody that's in a wheelchair has lack of sensation from the legs down. So I, for example, have rheumatoid arthritis in my joints, which means that I'm still able to use my legs. So I thought, let's do some exercises that everybody at home can join
100%.
in on. And we're going to start with a very light, just warming up loosely, just the ankles with simple ankle rotation. So we'll start from the inside to the outside. kind of just rotating like that, because you have to always start with
Warming up.
warming up,
I'm
right?
telling you, these joints aren't like they used to be.
Take a beating.
They do. Sometimes I just
then
get out of bed and I'm like, whoa.
And then we go the other way as well, so then we just do it in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And that's just a couple of minutes. We'll start with the other one and kind of just... And you know, you've got to also adapt it to your own body, because like depending on, you know, how flexible your joints are.
Right.
A lot of people think, oh, well, I'm not flexible, I'm not going to do it. No, just start, even if it's a
And you
little
fold
bit.
it up, no?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the other leg, and we're just going to do some, you know, gentle, just pointing, just bringing, flexing, and then pointing, and then bringing it up and pointing.
So in the mornings when you were prepping for the next voyage on Kili, would you do some of these warm-ups?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How cold
Yeah.
was it?
Oh my gosh, it was so freezing. All my thermal clothing that I had, even brought down from Canada,
It didn't work.
it worked.
Just about.
Just about. But it was still freezing.
Ah, look at that. What a flex, a selfie on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yep, that was halfway up the mountain.
Sure.
In the freezing cold.
Gee.
But I was, as you can see, I was good, well protected.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
from that, we're going to go, then we've warmed up the ankles a bit, just make sure that everything, you know, everything is loose. Another one that's very important to do is kind of the leg lifts, right?
Yeah.
So we're in a seated position, you're comfortable, both feet are on the ground. And then you simply, you know, lifting that up and letting your toe flex out, but keep it there for a couple of seconds. I like keeping it there. Just so
I'm
you can
shaking a
feel
little
that-
bit.
You can feel the burn.
Woo, I feel it.
And we drop it and just bend and bring it down. And we do that same lift again, just gently. If you've got knee issues, you know, you kind of just feel it out as you raise. Sometimes you might, sometimes if my knee is sore, I might only be able to bring it up like that, right? But even if you do that, just make sure that you do it and then bring it down, so as far as you possibly can go. But generally you want to...
Because you don't want to be injured anymore or push yourself beyond what you
Exactly.
can do for now.
We just do the other side as well. This knee of mine is locked, so I can't get it straight out.
Got you.
So we just do it like that. And then out again.
Ooh.
And then down. It's slow exercises, but you feel it.
You feel it. Like my thigh is shaking a little bit here. Yeah. That's
Simple
nice.
to do when you're at your office, simple when you're sitting at your desk,
Right.
just like a few minutes to just
Even under the desk, you just lift
Yeah.
your legs up and down, get the circulation going.
get the circulation going. Now, talking about circulation, when I was on Kili, that picture that we just saw, it was extremely cold, and because I was being pushed, there was a lot of rocky terrain. I couldn't just sit like this because there's no circulation.
Right.
So I had to keep moving. So I call it my Kili jog,
Okay.
which is basically just stepping on the spot. And
I like
anybody can do
it.
this just for a couple of minutes as well. You know, before you take your next call or something, just make sure that you step it out.
Yeah. The
And-
Kili jog.
The Kili jog.
Trademark by Taryn Tomlinson. I love that.
You also just want to make sure that you keep your core nice and tight, and also that you keep your glutes and you know, keep trying to squeeze everything into.
Taryn, I'm feeling this. Oh my
Can you feel
goodness.
it? I can see a little bit of a sweat. You're
Can you
working up a
see?
sweat.
It's glow. It's called
It's
a glow.
It's a glow. Wonderful. Right. So that's one of the other ones, and it's also good now in winter. You know, just to get
Some
everything
warmth going also, yeah.
some warmth going in the morning.
Beautiful.
And then the last exercise that I like to do, particularly from the bottom, I usually have a rubber band, which you have
Oh, there's resistant bands, yeah.
resistance band, and turn it around. This one is for the core, but it's also for the outer thighs and all this area. So you put your band around, and basically the movement is to lift your legs up.
Okay.
So you're going to hold onto your,
Yeah.
hold onto your chair, lift your legs up, and open, close, and down.
Oh, okay, I see.
Right? So
Up,
open, close.
Oh, that's
down.
a core exercise.
Up,
Open,
close.
down.
Up.
And obviously the band
Open.
would add some more resistance, like you said,
Exactly.
to this exercise. Not that we need it, oh my word. Woo.
So you can feel that should be engaging your core.
Yeah, 100%. But the legs are, like here, like you
Yeah.
said, also feeling it on the outside.
You can feel all of that. And when you actually have the resistance bands on, it's going to, you know, be able
It's harder
to...
to
Yeah.
pull your legs apart.
Absolutely.
Goodness. Okay. Well, Taryn Tomlinson has definitely taken us through our paces. My goodness. I hope that you did this along with us, Mzansi, because that felt so good. Or even wrote it down in your notes on your phone to make sure, if you're even sitting at your desk, make sure you get it. If you are an elderly individual who's limited in their movement, or just somebody that needs a boost during the day, this is the perfect exercise to do it. You're such an inspiration, Taryn. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank
All
you
right.
for having me.
Gee, what else is coming up on the show?
Well, first of all, I've got to thank Taryn for being a great hugger, for being a great chat partner as well. I'm going to recommend, if you want to hit her up online, go and just DM her and have a chat. If you need a little inspiration or maybe need a bash down those barriers in your own life, just connect. So proud of what she achieved. So we're going to launch into our next phase of our journey here on the show and start appreciating the beauty around us. Pat Black is in the studio to help us capture life's beauty. Often she is the beauty in life, but she has a way of capturing an image and a place that is just so amazing. Then we're going to get very lazy this morning in the kitchen, and we love that. Why? Because TikTok has taught us the lazy cat cake. Nicholas Fraser is here to take us through it. It looks really simple and spectacular in its results. Stick around.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Let's celebrate the beautiful space around us, and there is beauty everywhere. Africa Month is a celebration of identity, first and foremost, creativity and culture, and few voices capture that better in the digital space, I think, than our next incredible guest, Patricia Black. We call her Pat Black, baby. She is an award-winning travel, food, and lifestyle content creator whose online presence has now inspired thousands to go out there and discover life's beauty, whether it's a luxury escape, tough life in Europe, maybe just a candlelit Cape Town dinner, or maybe that perfect home aesthetic. She has a way of showing it differently, and she is the visionary behind the Pat Black Experience, a curated series of intimate events that blend food, music, fashion, and culture into something truly unforgettable. Can we give her a feel-good welcome, Patricia Black? Pew, pew, pew. You're amazing. Can I tell you something quite funny? So I'm looking at your Instagram accounts, and I'm looking at some of the pictures. I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful. Where is it? It's literally across the road.
Literally,
okay,
yeah.
You helped me see my world in a different light. What is it? Do you always see that beautiful thing around you? What led you to this role, do you think?
Absolutely. Firstly, 100% yes. I see the beauty in everything. My brand is rooted on aesthetics. But it started when I lived in Europe. So I lived in Europe for about 4.5 years in Paris. And it just started with me wanting to document and journal all my experiences as a luxury fashion student. I wanted to really inspire people back home that as a young African woman, it's possible out there to go and see the world globally, to capture it amazingly. And yeah, I picked up the camera, I saw the aesthetics, and I've never put it down.
Had you seen someone who looked like you, who felt like you, who had your tone doing something like that before?
100%, but they were not African though. They were all, you know, they were Chinese bloggers, they were American bloggers, but I hadn't really found an African blogger that I was resonating with. It wasn't the time of blogs. And so I said, why not? Let me be that person who paves the way for other young African creatives to go out there and capture the world. And yeah.
You're so young still and you're using words like blog. Maybe you'll have to explain to people what blogging is. I can't believe we've reached that point in our life. No, kudos to you for turning this into a business, a thriving business that just gets better with each piece of content that you do. It kind of feels like you've got the best algorithm for the kind of work that you do, which is amazing. Why take it to the Pat Black experience? What was this extension of the brand all about?
So I wanted to bring that connection into real life. I mean, I've spent the last 10 years connecting with people online, that the Pat Black experience was essentially about bringing that connection and that community into the real world. So the Pat Black experience was basically born out of a desire to bring a tangible taste of the digital world that I've created into real life through a series of like intimate, luxurious lifestyle events.
Bless you for doing that. Bless you on behalf of all of the people that have been able to plug into this beautiful place, this world or version of that you've created.
Thank you.
How do you get it right? Because I would imagine now knocking around in the space where brands will come to you with a brief.
Yeah.
Yet you are always you. You are always hitting certain points perfectly. There is a level of authenticity there. Even if it's dressed up like an ad, we still get Pat Black.
Yeah.
How do you get that right? How does that balance achieved?
So I'm quite intentional. I'm very intentional, actually. My Pat Black experience, or even the Pat Black brand, is rooted in aesthetics, but moreover luxury, elegance, and a sense of calm. So I always ask myself, do the brands resonate what exactly the Pat Black experience is, or even the Pat Black brand is? And I've learned that saying no is just as powerful as saying yes. And that discipline is what has kept my brand quite consistent and trustworthy.
I like that calm.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you put that in your little manifesto there. Is this making me feel calm right now? No, it's not part of the Pat Black experience.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What has the response been like? Because you're kind of bringing people now literally into your world.
Literally.
Which is a vulnerable space to go now. It's kind of, you know, putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And I would imagine quite a bit of money as well into that space. So the stakes are high. What has the reaction been like?
Do you know what? It's actually been amazing. It's been great. There's a high demand for the event. I'm constantly getting when are you creating the next one? When is the next one coming up? So it's good to see that I've sort of supplied something that was in demand, because in Cape Town we don't have those kind of events.
For sure.
We don't have experiential events, and so that's where I now come and I bridge that gap. And so it's great to see that people are soaking it up.
As much as they can, and that's great, because it's a commercial space.
100%.
And that means people are winning and we all rise together.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that coin, because you are a trailblazer as an African content creator, and you're playing around with some big Western brands with some ideas that we often just jump onto from a trend perspective, yet you keep it very grounded on this continent. For those content creators wanting to make their mark throughout Africa now, what advice do you have for them?
So I always say that I bring a softness to African luxury, you know. I think it's important to remain authentic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My heritage is something that, it's not something I perform. It's something that's woven into who I am, and it's woven into the way that I create. For example, it's very happy to say the Pat Black experience is moving to Tanzania. So we are then going to be able to showcase that luxury from an African perspective. So I think the best piece of advice is to just remain authentic. You know, there's so much luxury in an African woman who embraces luxury and who embraces, you know, elegance. So, yeah.
Yeah, normally we sit on this couch, when we're trying to get people to connect with purpose, it's like this tough thing, you know, go climb a mountain or whatever. Now we're asking them to embrace luxury. Just relax and stay calm. You can do it.
Stay calm.
Okay, if you focus, you really can do this. You're amazing, man. I absolutely love what you're putting down, because you live it every single day. There is a level of authenticity that is mind-blowing. So we're going to keep a Pat with us so we can create a little bit of a Pat Black experience right now for us. But for you guys as well, stick around. We're going to continue on this incredible, enlightening journey with an amazing content creator. Go and check out some of her platforms right now. We'll keep them up on the screen and delve into some of the beauty around you.
Well, speaking about content creators, you know that we have the best of the best in the building. Now, he has got flavor, the flair, and over 280,000 followers. This morning, we're joined by food content creator Nicholas Fraser, and he's taken on a favorite and a must-try viral TikTok recipe. We're going to go through a couple of them throughout today, but right now I know the internet is ruling when it comes to this one. First up, we have something so delicious and maybe a little bit curious. Lazy cat cake is what I'm talking about. It is a no-bake dessert with layers of cream and rich chocolate flavor, and then finished off with a crunchy topping. Thank you so much, Nicholas. I'm going to really try to do justice by Kuwaiti chef Ahmad Al-Zamil when it comes to this. He developed the recipe, and now we're going to try our hand at it. So welcome back to the kitchen.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good
so
to be
good.
back.
I'm seeing chocolate muffins. I'm seeing
Yes,
cream. I know that I'm in
lots
for a
of
good
chocolate
time.
today.
What are we doing?
So we're doing the lazy cat cake. It's went viral on TikTok. So we're going to start off by chopping our chocolate muffins. Do you want to do that?
I can 100%
So we
do
can
that.
just slice them in half, and we're just going to place them in the tray.
Okay, cool.
And then once that's done, we're going to pour over some chocolate milk.
Wow, so
On
it's
my
super
side,
chocolatey.
Very chocolatey. On my side, I'm going to whip some whipping cream. I'm going to add in some cream cheese. So just make sure that your cream cheese is at the room temperature for
Okay.
best results. So we're just going to add that in.
You say just in half, innit?
Yeah, you can just cut them in half.
Okay.
It's actually better if you do it this way. Let me show you.
Show me.
I
Oh,
should have
that
no worries.
way. And now I've
We live and
ruined
we
3
learn.
of them.
No. We can still use them. So
We can still cut them. They're not big
yes,
quarters.
we can still
Let's
cut
make them
them. We can still
quarters.
use them. I mean, different textures is amazing.
It's a good
so-
thing.
And then this
we
side,
layer
I'm
the
gonna
bottom.
add in, yes, condensed milk.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's going to add some delicious flavor.
So much sweetness, but like in the best way.
And then this we just whisk together. So while you're busy layering that, the next step we're going to add on is the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Onto that.
And do I just layer it anyhow, as long as the
Yes.
bottom is covered, eh?
Yes, that's fine.
Oh, these chocolate muffins smell so good and indulgent at 6 a.m. I can't wait to taste
They actually
this.
smell really, really good. Actually.
Didn't they smell
Yo, they
delicious?
smell really good.
Okay, I'm going to stick that in. So what consistency are you looking for there on your side?
So this must be well combined. So it must be smooth, it must be fluffy, you know, so nice and thick so that we can layer it over the chocolate.
Okay, nice.
The muffins.
Must it be like stiff? Like, can you put it over your head and it doesn't
No,
fall?
it doesn't
Not
have to
like
be
that.
stiff,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
And then we're just pouring this so it
So
soaks
just pour,
in, eh?
oh yes. So now that's also going to keep our chocolate muffins nice and moist as well.
Lovely. So how did you come across this recipe? Were you just scrolling
It's
on TikTok?
yeah.
And then you were like, this is the one.
No, it's actually quite a few people I've seen making this recipe, and it's actually
Wow.
trending, especially for Eid, it was trending as well. So it's quite a good one.
Lovely. Well, there you can see Expresso Fam on your screens. It's just chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Oh my goodness, a girl's dream.
We actually have a ready-made mixture here, which
Beautiful.
I've made earlier. So all we need to do is take that and just spread it.
Ooh, that's a lovely consistency. Do we bake this, or where's it
No,
going?
this is actually a no-bake dessert.
Ah,
So we can spread that over.
I'll try my hand at that.
Sure. I'll just mix this one up so that we can add a bit more on top
Okay,
of that.
cool, got you. You know what, usually baking, we always say it's like a science and it's a little bit intimidating, but this is something I could
So
definitely
easy.
do.
Yeah, no-bake desserts are the best, to
The
be honest.
best. And they come together so seamlessly.
So
you can't
easy.
really go wrong as well with it, hey? So how long does it go in the fridge for?
Sorry, I'm just going to
That's all
bring up
good.
the speed here. So
Is
you
it like
can
an
place this in the
overnighter,
fridge.
or-
Best results overnight, but we always say around 4 hours. That's the best time for setting any type of tarts, any type of no-bake desserts.
Lovely.
Before
And what are we looking for when it goes in the fridge? Just for the flavors to combine?
Yes, so what we'll do is we'll set the layers and also the chocolate ganache that goes on top. That also needs some time to set.
There's more chocolate
And
coming.
then best way to serve it is take a warm knife to get those clean cut layers through your dessert.
Oh,
so once it's set,
lovely.
warm knife, cut through the dessert and you have your perfect
That's a great
layers.
hack, actually.
Really, really cool.
All right, this is how it looks. Oh, wow. That does look
So let's just
fantastic.
Pour the rest over here.
Right, 'cause you
It's
kinda
gonna
wanna
set,
cover the
It's gonna
muffin.
set, yes. So it's gonna set.
Well done, Nicholas. This already looks edible
Delicious.
to the nth degree.
Delicious.
All right, and over on this side, we've got the ganache.
So we've got the chocolate ganache.
Ganache.
So that goes over our mixture here.
As
with
it
the
is
cream
here.
cheese. So it just needs a bit more warmness and then it goes over.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want our chocolate ganache to be a bit runny so that when we pour it over, it has enough a good consistency to pour over this.
Okay, lovely.
And then we top it with our chocolate
the
cereal.
crunchiness.
We're using Oaties, but you can use a chocolate cereal of your choice as well.
I love that. Oaties is
then-
always a good idea.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I love it. And then we end up with this absolute deliciousness.
Deliciousness.
I don't know about you, and I know it's very early, but I feel like we deserve
have
it.
to do it.
We have to do it. We got to treat ourselves.
Let me move that out the way
Because
for
who
you.
else is
There's
going
a
to treat
spoon I
you
left
but
out for
you?
Don't worry.
Stop it, Nicholas.
I got you.
Okay, no. You have to. Oh, you go
No,
on.
you go first. You go first.
Okay,
I'll hold it.
you
I'll hold it.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay. You got to go in.
Yes. Make sure you're getting all the different flavors.
Wow.
Okay, let's do this.
Ooh. Oh, my goodness.
It's coming through. The crunchiness on top, I think that adds an amazing texture to it as well.
This feels illegal. We should
How
not
you
be
thinking?
doing this at 6 a.m.
It tastes really good though. Eh? I really like
good.
it. No, it's really, really good.
ExpressoShow.com is where you get this
Full of flavor.
absolutely delicious recipe, and please do it. Whether you are a dessert person or not, it is so easy to make and something you have to include in your recipe book. ExpressoShow.com, we'll see you after this as we indulge in some more. Okay, so
Awesome.
one more.
Yeah. Actually, not as sweet as it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a klein vrydag indeed, so let's get into the second hour of us hanging together. Now, this is your national news headlines coming at you first, where the Johannesburg Road Agency reports that repairs to Lillian Ngoyi Street, damaged by a 2023 gas explosion, are on track for completion by August. The underground gas explosion caused about 450 meters of the street to collapse and caused significant damage to essential underground infrastructure. The restoration includes critical infrastructure like stormwater pipelines and electrical networks. Concurrently, the Vala Zonke campaign, launched in 2022, continues to address road deterioration nationwide, aiming to streamline pothole reporting and repairs through a centralized system and a dedicated app. In other national news, the quarterly debt index from Debtbusters shows that an increasing number of South Africans are relying on personal and short-term loans to make ends meet. The latest figures reveal that 91% of debt counselling applications have personal loans, now the highest rate since 2017. The index also highlights that 1 in 3 South Africans with debt obligations is struggling, with many 3 months or more in arrears. Now, the debt-to-income ratio remains high, particularly among higher-income earners. In your international news-making headlines, Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend today's Ukraine peace talks in Istanbul, despite Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's call for his presence. The Kremlin confirmed that presidential aide Vladimir Medinsky will lead Russia's delegation instead. Now, Zelensky will travel to Ankara, where he's also scheduled to meet Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Putin had earlier called for direct talks following a weekend meeting in Kiev, where European leaders urged a 30-day ceasefire. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump suggested he might join the talks. Meanwhile, Mali's military junta has officially dissolved all political parties following a national conference recommendation to extend military ruler Assimi Goita's term by 5 years. The announcement, made on State TV Tuesday, comes after unprecedented protests in Bamako demanding democracy and multi-party elections. The junta, which took power in 2020 and 2021 coups, had initially promised elections in 2022. Ahead of another planned protest, political activities were suspended nationwide. Meanwhile, at least 3 opposition figures have allegedly been abducted, sparking fears of deepening political repression. And finally, when we shared the feel-good story on Monday about Pope Leo, an avid tennis fan who follows the sport closely, we couldn't have predicted that barely a week into his papacy, he'd meet popular world #1 and Italian star Yannick Sinner at the Vatican. It was a match point for charm as a blushing Sinner, beaming beside his parents and Italian Tennis Federation reps, presented the pontiff with a racket. The 69-year-old Pope, who once described himself as, quote, quite the amateur tennis player, joked that he wasn't keen to face Sinner in a charity match. Sinner said it was wonderful to have a Pope who loves tennis. A definite divine deuce of sport and spirit. I would definitely pay to see that game happening between those two. Well, that's where we wrap up your sports, or at least your news. But speaking about sports, let's delve into your headlines with Graham.
I have to say there is something quite divine about this particular feat. Let's start with Mamelodi Sundowns, sealing their record-extending 15th PSL title, and they did it in style with a 3-0 win over Chippa United at Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium last night. As he does, Ikram Reyners opened the scoring early, matching Lucas Ribeiro as joint top scorer with 14 goals. Incredible this season. The victory now also extended Sundowns' unbeaten run against Chippa to 24 league matches, have their number, and of course they have now secured their 8th consecutive league crown. Congratulations to the Brazilians. Now let's head a little further afield as Real Madrid kept their La Liga hopes very much alive with a dramatic 2-1 comeback, and that was over Real Mallorca last night. So trailing after Martin Valiant's early goal, Los Blancos then equalized through Kylian Mbappe before Jacobo Ramon struck in the 95th minute. So the win now narrows Barcelona's lead to just 4 points, postponing their potential title celebrations ahead of their derby clash with their old foes Espanyol. Now let's turn to Formula One, and Formula One's governing body, the FIA, and this is an interesting story, has eased penalties for swearing following backlash from drivers. Now ahead of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, the risk of a race ban was scrapped and the maximum fine reduced from €10,000 to €5,000. New guidelines now distinguish between swearing in, quote, controlled versus, quote, uncontrolled settings, allowing for more leniency for emotional outbursts during races. I think we can certainly understand understand there will be a couple of moments when you're moving that fast. Now let's turn to tennis, and Carlos Alcaraz, he's advanced to the Italian Open semi-finals with a 6-4, 6-4 win over American Jack Draper, setting up a clash with Lorenzo Musetti. So the Spaniard's strong performance also lifting him to world number 2 in the process. And meanwhile, the top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka, she was upset by 8th seed Zheng Qinwen, 6-4, 6-3, ending her title hopes in Rome after a dominant clay court run. So once again, we'll always watch that space. And of course, Delusha Daniels is stepping in. We're going to talk all things Imola in just a moment. Formula One has been amazing this year. She'll give us the inside track in just a moment. Speaking of inside track, there might be a few lanes you want to avoid. Let's get to traffic.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Let's check out your roads for the first time this morning. Now we get started in KZN, where there's a stationary track on the N3 southbound after the Cliffdale exit, and that's resulting in a left lane obstruction. So please, if you're headed out that way, drive carefully as you pass through the affected route. Now let's move over to Gauteng in Centurion. Delays are expected for motorists making use of the N1 northbound, and that's out at Flying Saucer interchange due to roadworks. Now 2 left lanes are affected, causing slow-moving traffic. Please do exercise some patience as you head on out, and wherever you are going, make sure that you get there safely. So where we leave your roads, let's see what's happening in your weather. Well, in your weather news, South Africa's weather holds steady today, mirroring yesterday's patterns. The South African Weather Service has maintained its warnings, including extremely high fire danger conditions forecast for the extreme Western Northern Cape and parts of the Northern Western Cape. Residents in these areas are urged to take extra care as dry vegetation and warm winds heighten the risk of runaway fires. Meanwhile, a heat wave warning also remains in effect for the Richtersveld region of the Northern Cape, where persistently high temperatures are expected to continue through to tomorrow. All right, we've been running through everything to get to the sunrise view of this hour. And oh my goodness, Dilesh from East London. Thank you so much for sharing your morning views with us. This is what I call my ABCs. A for amazing, B for beautiful, and C for cheerful, because yes, it's definitely put a bright smile on all of our faces. We absolutely love the way that you see this Thursday morning. 27 degrees is what you will be rewarded with, Dilesh. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And if you too, Mzansi, would like to do it, 063-0369649. I'm not saying it's a competition, but if you feel like you can top it, please head on through to our WhatsApp line and send your morning views. All right, let's get into your temperatures for the rest of today. I still can't get over that image. Dilesh, you have definitely done us proud. Thank you so much for that beautiful way to kickstart the second hour. Absolutely gorgeous. And another way to kickstart this hour is by giving you some money. Well, not yet. Let me tell you how you can get some money. You could win big when you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 500,000 Rand jackpot. And of course, it all goes down today on this Thursday. So don't get left behind, okay? Buy your tickets now. You could do so in store. You could head to the website, nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply just dial *120 *7529 hash, and that of course is for USSD. Now all these details are available on our Expresso social pages. You can check them out at Expresso Show. Give us a follow and then Panda Pusher Play Daily Lotto, and that is for an estimated 500,000 Rand jackpot for your chance to win big. Another winner that we have in studio is our very own G-Man.
Thank you for saying that. I was going to mention another Oscar Piastri who isn't here, but he probably earns 500,000 a second as as he drives. He's the man of the moment in Formula One. Can he maintain it in Imola's unbelievably grand setting? Lucia Daniels is going to help us chew on the Formula One gristle in just a moment. Incredible. And then hill, yeah! Let's get up the similar hill, which is obviously a very different but also equally fast excursion. The cars are insane. Ryle's mind was blown, and he's going to take us trackside in just a moment.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, it's been a circus. Welcome back. The Formula One circus has been spectacular this year, the best way to describe it, and it rolls into Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I probably said that completely wrong, but it's okay. The rest of the world does too. And it's kicking off a crucial European triple header with Piastri flying very high, Norris hunting redemption, but very close, and then Red Bull chasing some upgrades. The stage is set for another dramatic twist in the title race. Lucia Daniels wondering why I haven't mentioned Mercedes or Ferrari yet. She is obviously a good Hope FM producer, doing an amazing job there, and also probably the most enthusiastic Formula One enthusiast in the world, and partly because this season has been one of the best we have seen.
Yeah.
So welcome back. How are you, my friend?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited about this. Is it Oscar's race again? Are we going to see something different this weekend? Because he just seems to be in unstoppable form.
Do you know what? You've just nailed that. I mean, I can't even fault him on anything that he's done because it's just working so well for him. His temperament has still been cool, calm and collected since he started in Formula One. And I think that how he's progressed is really just inspiring for a lot of the other drivers who are younger, the rookies, because if you're coming into a seat, I read this thing that said Oscar Piastri is becoming to Lando Norris what Daniel Ricciardo was to him. And that was such an interesting thing for me because I was like, okay, I get it. Because your rookie, in inverted commas, is outperforming the one who's been there, the golden boy.
Yeah.
So that's been a very interesting story to watch unfold.
That's a nice way of framing it. I like that.
At some point, they are going to have to make a decision who's going to be the number one driver. And I think this weekend is going to be pivotal in that race. Because if Oscar wins again, that margin in the front from 1 to 2 between him and Lando, maybe Max will even get a win this weekend, we don't know. But I definitely think that if that's the case, you know, McLaren's going to have to prioritize Oscar at this point.
And he has earned that right.
He has.
It's not like he's getting it through a political shift or any kind of shenanigans
He's
off the track.
performing.
He's doing what
Yeah.
they need him to do, and a great position to be in
Right.
for the production team. That's great to choose between two amazing young drivers. So
Yeah.
what does the second amazing young driver have to do to get back into the mix? Where's Lando?
He needs to get out of his head. And I think it's easier said than done. You and I can sit here and be like, no, just focus on the race.
We're not going 400 kilometers an hour.
Exactly. We're not thinking about, where's the next turn, what we have to do, braking zones. But I think with Lando, his biggest fault is also sometimes his greatest strength, because I think off track it's lovely to see his vulnerability and talking about mental health. That's always great. However, he needs to almost disassociate when he's in that race. Little changes here and there. Red Bull has described Max Verstappen's side pod design that they're using this weekend as a radical change to their side pod. Now, what that means, we still don't know, but they are saying they've tried to reverse his flaw last week. It didn't work when he was in Miami. So now they're just trying to figure out, okay, cool, if we change the side pod, will it make him go faster? Because while they're still trying to fix the 2024 car, because these are issues from last year, they also need to build the 2026 car according to new regulations. So all these teams are trying to balance their different engineering upgrades.
It's kind of like past, present, and future all playing out in one
100%.
weekend. I love that. So that adds an even deeper layer of kind of uncertainty, risk
Yes.
when doing this, because you've still got right in front of you a championship that needs to be won. So
Absolutely.
how do you balance those? Can we talk about the midfield teams now for a second? Ferrari and Mercedes.
They are definitely not midfield
I'm
teams.
sorry, I had to say it. But a lot of people are left scratching their heads wondering where. And bearing in mind, this is a game of split seconds. So being
Correct.
3 split seconds behind doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose the season. But where are they?
First of all, Mercedes is absolutely up there with the Red Bull and the McLaren. Obviously, the McLaren is
A driver like that would take a sentence like that and ain't going to happen. If we cannot figure out what these cars need to do to get fast with all the upgrades that are happening with the way that these young drivers are driving, you can imagine how the championship owners, the team owners, are struggling with these notions, which we love. That's what Formula One is all about. New blood coming in, disrupting, and of course, new blood coming in and disrupting on this side of the screen as well. Delucia, we love you, man. Thank you so much for that perspective.
Thank you for
Absolutely
having me.
brilliant.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, we absolutely love Delushi over on this side of the world right now, though we want to shine a spotlight on another person we absolutely love, our nature boy, Raul, because I want you to buckle up, thrill seekers, because this one is for you. The Simola Hill Climb in Knysna, it isn't just a motorsport event, it is South Africa's adrenaline capital. And this year, Suzuki showed up and definitely showed off. Raul was in the driver's seat of the action, chatting to racers, soaking up the speed, and of course, finding out why, when it comes to conquering the climb, Suzuki's got the drive. Hell yeah, they do. Take a look at this.
Hell yeah, that's what it's about this weekend at one of the most iconic motorsport events. We're talking about the Simola Hill Climb 2025. And guess who's back, bigger and bolder than ever? We're talking about Suzuki Auto South Africa. Now they're going to be taking this hill on along with everybody else behind me, and it's all about passion, about power and performance. And you get to take on the hill with us and come along for the ride. Let's go! Brendan, it's good seeing you, man, because that means that the races are on, and I'm so grateful that Suzuki's a part of this year. And for Suzuki, I know that this is such a special event for you, but tell me why exactly.
So for us, it's a very cool event. It's one that gives us the opportunity to really talk about or showcase a little bit of motorsport history, but also consumers have the opportunity to get up close and personal with some of the racing vehicles that are out there and bring people closer to some exciting action.
Come almost every second year almost, since I was like maybe 10, 11, and it's always so much fun. I love like the hype. There's so many tourists, just seeing everyone enjoying it, the cars.
Oh man, how you doing? Can I get a high five? Oh yeah. Is this your first time at Simola Hill Climb?
So I think it's like our 5th time, so it's like a show. We get here like every year, we enjoy it, the kids love it, so it's awesome, man. It's awesome, man.
And I love the fact that you bring the family. I see another high five, yeah! Booyah!
Simola Hill Climb is such a monumental moment for Suzuki. Not only is it a good chance to show car enthusiasts what Suzuki is made of, but it's also a nice form of rallying of Suzuki enthusiasts. It's all about having fun and it's all about being behind the wheel.
Oh, now look at this. The all-new Suzuki Swift, which is a reinvention of an icon. And we still got the 1.2-litre engine. And on top of that, some futuristic LED 3D tail lights and safety features like you cannot imagine. With ESP as well as 6 airbags, this baby is made for the curves and turning heads while doing so. You've got the Suzuki Swift, the Swift Sport, and the Jimny. But you also have 3 new riders taking on these vehicles. Talk to me about them.
I think for us is to showcase more than just the Swift Sport, showcase also vehicles that people can attain on the daily. And I think obviously the Swift Sport is the one that we always had here. So Jeanette is our first female driver at Hill Climb, so a good opportunity for us to showcase the Swift Sport once again. But then also the Swift 1.2 as a generic budget hatchback. We have Ernest Page, also a seasoned racer from Cape Town region, which also gives us a great opportunity for him to really see what the average buyer can buy out there, can put down in the smaller Hill Climb. And then obviously we have the Jimny as well. Sean Nurse is also a Jimny owner, so he's well versed to get the maximum performance out of the Jimny.
Is it going to be a matter of him stepping off the track and going off-road? Because I'm sure that'll be a little bit faster maybe.
Unfortunately, there's the bollard, so we had to tell Sean to obviously stay within the track, even though how tempting it might be to go off-road. No one told the Jimny that it can't do the Hill Climb, and that's typically in the spirit of the event, to have a little bit of fun. But let's see what they can put down on an official attempt at a motorsport event.
Sean, listen, this is absolutely special. Seeing a Suzuki Jimny take on Samola Hill. That must be quite an honor being the driver in this one, right?
I think the point of this is to go out, have some fun. And I think there's quite a loyal Jimny fan base. I own one myself. So I think this is for all the Jimny drivers. And I just want to go out there, send it, have some fun, and just have a nice, light-hearted good time.
Sean, can I just say, the crowd lost their mind seeing a Suzuki Jimny starting the Samola Hill Climb and then sending it, bro. But what is it feeling like for you?
It's surprisingly good, man. Like, it's really given me absolutely no issues up the hill. Been able to push as much as I want to, really, realistically. I mean, we aren't some really tall, skinny tires. We're in an off-roader, but it is a lot better than I thought. Brought the times down by nearly 4 seconds since this morning. We're at a 1:06 now, which I think is just incredible for a Jimny up the hill. And yeah, I think mission accomplished so far.
What exactly are the modifications that have been done to get this thing ready for the hill climb?
This car is standard. Yeah. So they drove it down from Johannesburg to George, and it's as you would buy it off the showroom floor.
Listen, bro, I still think that if you were to take this thing off the track and go straight up the hill on the grass and on the muddy terrains, you'd probably dominate the time, man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, let's do the climb down with all the speed bumps, and I think we'll have a go against the other guys.
Jimny, it's a fantastic little car even in itself. There's the Swift Sport, we own Swift Sport, so it's a brilliant car, I can attend to that. And even the normal Swift, I mean, you've seen that little car, probably the slowest one here, but the most fun probably to drive on all of them. But yeah, it's quite a sight to behold.
Out here with Ernest, and he's in the Swift, bro. How are you feeling so far?
Ready. My coach came up to me, Coach Claudio from ODSA, and he said, "You look wired." And I got this look on my face like I'm thinking about what's about to happen. It's a mix of excitement and preparation and readiness. We've got the second slowest car here at the hill, we think, but we're going to go as fast as we can.
How did the Suzuki feel for you though, bro?
We started to get the hang of things, Ryle. I kept my foot flat down. So I'm literally just keeping my foot on the ground while shifting gears, going as fast as I can. That's all I can do.
I just love the vibes here. I love how we can just come together as the people of Knysna, especially. Just being out here, man, enjoying the sun, enjoying the views and everything. It's just so great.
It is so fun. The vibes are so amazing. It's my first time, and I already love it here, and I think I'm going to come back.
We're here with Jeanette as she's about to get into the start of the hill. How are you feeling? What the nerves like?
I'm so excited. Surely these eyes could tell a story. I'm at the Samola Hill Climb. Can you believe it? This is team fun. I want to enjoy myself. I'm not going to be worried about previous times. I'm just like the Suzuki Expresso and the tagline, do you.
Jeanette, it was so incredible to see you starting that hill climb and go all the way. I must say your start looked amazing though. How did it feel for you?
Absolutely awesome. I love the start, I must be honest. The start is the best part of the track at the moment. Every run is different. Every run you try something different. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But one thing that I can say, it is so amazing. If I walk down the spits, I'm at the Samola Hill Climb. They call me the vinnige tannie, and hopefully I'll still be the vinnige tannie when I'm 80 years old.
My hill year of the weekend has to have been the seeing all the drivers, interacting with the little kids, signing all their shirts, signing caps, photos.
My hill year moment is being here and being with my friends, actually just spending time with them.
Hey, what an incredible day it's been out here. And let me tell you, Suzuki's involvement in Samola Hill Climb has proven that performance is more than just speed. It's about spirit, it's about strategy, and a whole lot of style. So whether you are a swift thrill seeker, a sport junkie, or a Jimny adventurer, I think there's only one more thing left to say. Hill yeah!
The drive, the passion to steer his path to destiny. It's a Swift.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! I don't think they're ever going to give me a Swift again after letting me watch that. I'm sorry, and I got to drive that car around like the whole of Cape Town.
The whole of Cape Town.
Not quite like that though, okay? Safety first, safety first. That was amazing. Well done, Suzuki. Absolutely smashed it. Raul in his happy place.
Raul Piastri. We'll officially start calling him that. I love it. Well, listen, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Yeah.
We have to get into some entertainment news. We have Pat Black here. We've got Delucia Daniels here. So why not bring them on the couch and unpack international entertainment news?
I like
with
it.
them?
They can be a bit judgerig, and that's what we want on a morning like this. Then can you describe what we are going to be making next from our TikTok list?
All right, so this
Okay.
one definitely went viral. It made my mouth water. It's got a combination of so many things: sweet potato, hot honey, mince, cottage cheese. So your protein is there, your good carbs are there, avocado, your good fats are there.
It's a bowl. It must be healthy.
It must be
if you put it in
healthy.
Separate it, put it in a bowl, it's healthy.
Equals
I promise
health.
you. We'll see now.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I can't wait to get into this. It's called International Entertainment News. Something a bit different. We're splitting up our locals from our international stars. And to unpack it all, we've got the best in the building with us on the couch. We've got Patricia Black and we've got Delucia Daniels, both award-winning ladies in their own lanes and own categories. And who better to talk about some gossip, a little bit of gossip. Do you like gossip?
All the time.
It's a girlies' time.
We like to
Just
spill the
forget everyone
tea.
else. Exactly. With the finger up our dance while we're
Oh,
watching it. All
be
right.
classy about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Meghan Trainor. So I don't know if you've seen lately, but she's undergone a complete transformation. She's not all about that bass no more, right? She's
Yeah.
about a third of the size that she used to be. And so recently she took to the stage and she performed. And she performed one of her famous songs all about that bass. And there's a line in the song that basically goes, "It's pretty clear I ain't no size 2."
Yeah.
But that obviously is not true anymore because she's probably a size 0, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
this is what she looks like right now.
That's a completely
and
different
a
person.
completely different person. So she changed it because she got a new breast implant. So she said, "It's pretty clear I got some new boobs."
I love that.
Instead. Do you love that?
Yes.
Because so many people criticized her for exactly that.
You see, here's my thing. It's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Because if she was going to sing the original lyrics, me as a fan, I'm saying, don't lie. I know you're fitting into a size 2.
No ways, but that's the lyric of the song.
No, but then I'm also at the same time, I'm like, oh, but you got new boobs. So I'm like, okay, cool.
It's
so
a celebration.
It's a celebration of something. And also she has changed a lot. And I feel like when you look at how she looks now, she's the happiest I think I've seen her since she started in the music industry.
Wow.
So her truth is her truth. I just applaud people nowadays, especially celebrities, for being honest. Because Kim Kardashian also said recently, she didn't get any work done. She only got a bit of Botox. Girl,
Liar.
you got a lot of stuff
That's
done.
a 180 from the
So
Kim we used
for
to
me,
know.
I'm like, go Megan, do your thing, do your truth, because it doesn't change body positivity. She's still on that movement, but in a different way.
Right. Pat Black, I'm going to come to you because you said, no, those are just the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, look, I applaud her and I'm happy for her, you know, great body positivity and all, but I just feel like I get where the criticism is coming from a little bit. Meghan Trainor's audience is quite young, you know, and it's also some of the bigger ladies, you know, so it's almost as if like, what are you sort of promoting by saying I got new boobs? Like, is this moving away from body positivity?
Yeah.
Like, are you saying that it's okay to sort of enhance your body if you're not happy with it? What is that saying to the younger audience that she caters to?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But on the other side, I am happy for her. I mean, if that's what she wanted and if she feels more confident, then go her.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it is a catch-22, like you said. It really...
is tricky. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, what does body positivity mean?
Yeah.
Does it mean I'm accepting the way my body is and I'm celebrating? Or at the same time, while I'm accepting it, there's still some tweaks I want to do, but I'm still very happy and saying my body's my body and I can do what I want to do.
It's exactly that. And also because her and her husband both went on like this massive weight loss journey together.
Wow.
They started the natural way. And then it led to
The big O.
The big O, but wasn't the O.
Big O.
They say it's a different drug, so it's different. I'm like, no, the same principle.
Right.
So that's the only thing that's been different with her. But honestly, for me, it's just about just embracing who you are. And whatever changes you want to make to your body, that's up to you. It's nothing we can do about it, so...
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Do you.
She's smiling, she's happy, her vocals are still as great, so that is what we're pleased about. All right, from Meghan Trainor, let's move to Tory Lanez. Tory. So I don't know if you remember back in 2020, Meg Thee Stallion and him were driving around in a car and crazy things went down where basically she accused him and he was convicted of shooting her, right? He found himself in prison, and what has happened recently is that he's been shot 14 times and now currently is being hospitalized from this. He is currently serving a 10-year sentence, but of course at this time he's been shot in his torso and also the back of his head, the left of his face. Like, Maz is just going through it.
He got stabbed, man.
He got stabbed, not shot 14 times, because then he would be no more.
Because I was like, wait, what?
It's okay.
He got stabbed 14 times. I didn't realize I said that. Yes, you're right, Delucia. Even in and of itself, that is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually read the news yesterday that the bodyguard came forth and said the best friend actually was telling someone that she's the one who shot Megan. So now there's like this new case that's going to unfold because it's like, so is Tory actually innocent in all of this?
Oh my
Which
goodness.
technically also correlates with the eyewitness account.
Yes, it does.
Because the eyewitness account was that, you know, the two women were fighting and then the men came and then sort of tried to break it. Intervene. So that's a little spanner in the works.
See, now that changes everything because then I'm kind of like sitting there like, so when is this news actually going to come out? When's the new case? Because in America, they turn over cases like there's no tomorrow. So I'd be curious to know if that does end up in court because when I was watching that trial unfold, I was kind of like, something is not working out. The math is not mathing. But I hope that Tory is okay and he's in recovery because that's not a nice thing. Look, he went from splitting bars to being behind bars.
Ooh, Delucia. That's a good one, though.
It's rough.
We do wish Tory Lanez all the best on his road to recovery. He's currently in hospital. So we will watch the story unfold. Has Cardi found new love? Oh, this is the question we need to be asking. So, of course, her and Offset, we know all about them. The drama, the love, and the toxicity that the two of them experienced. She finally said, no more. Time is out for you. She filed a divorce last year and hasn't been really seen with the love interest since then until basketball season has risen and she was sitting courtside with a little somebody, NFL player Stefan Diggs. And the two of them did look cozied up, I'm not going to lie. So could this be her new love?
I hope so.
I also hope so.
Because honestly, Offset and her were the epitome of toxic couple. They were all over social media attacking one another, accusing one another of cheating. Offset then retracted those statements, and she's like, no, but I still miss him. It's hard not to talk to your best
ride or
friend.
die.
But then I saw with Mr. Diggs over there, and I was like, this is the cutest I've ever seen Cardi B, because it also shows, as women, I think we can all agree, when you're in a relationship, you also can be super independent, but you also want to be like a super soft girly.
You want someone to, you know, and
be the man.
And the way you can see the way a man appreciates you.
Yeah.
And when I looked at those videos, I was like, this man is loving on her.
Which she deserves.
Yeah.
I think as fans of Cardi for the longest time, we've just wanted to see her happy. I think we've gotten to see a side of her, especially on social media, where she's silly and funny and also quite interested in advocacy. So we know that she's just multifaceted and we need a man to match that, right?
But you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt because it's the first appearance.
True, that's very true.
You know, and
Let's not get
Hollywood
too
is
excited.
so finicky, like especially in the rap game, in the music game with love interest and relationships. Guys, it could end as quickly as it started. So I think let us wait before we say Cardi's in love or Cardi found a man. But for right now, you go, girl.
You go, girl.
You know what I mean?
The one thing we can take is she's ready to offset the drama. That's literally it.
You're waiting for that one.
I was waiting for it.
I'm waiting for Delucia's album to drop. That's what I'm waiting for, ladies. Thank you so much, and stick around because we still have local news we have to touch base on. But for now, though, we're going to take a pause from the Skinner and head into the kitchen. Gray, what's coming up?
Oh, we're making a bowl, baby. We're making a bowl. So, yes, the ladies are going to stick around. We're going to get into that entertainment news in just a moment. Then Nicholas Fraser is here unpacking TikTok for us because we need a translator some days. TikTok makes things look really, really easy, and often it doesn't work out like that. But this one, easy or hard?
This one looks super simple, and we're going to give it a go.
We're going to absolutely smash it.
And pretty healthy, if I must say.
Oh, no, this is like the healthiest thing we've made all day, he says. But when you see the first creation from TikTok. So we made our lazy cat cake, which came out spectacularly. We'll be working on our beautiful mince bowl in just a moment. We'll see you now. It is healthy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is indeed your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. Thank you for choosing us on this Thursday morning. So we dealt with the international entertainment news, but let's bring it home, baby, and talk about some local news. And we have a very happy birthday to give somebody. And from woman to woman, we want to do this. Now, speaking about women, on our couch, we still have Patricia Black. And the two of us are going to wish Pearl Tusi a happy birthday. Yes, Pearl Pearl Thusi turned 37 years old. And you know what? Across social media, there's been this trend about women in their 30s. I don't know what's in the water.
Flirty 30s.
Ooh, I love to see it. Now, she's multifaceted, as you know, our South African, even international actress, model, television host, and entrepreneur. And she recently celebrated her birthday and brought us in just a little bit closer. Pearl has been gorgeous since day one. Honestly, I've been a fan. I lived in Joburg for a few years and used to watch her just completely dominate crowds at every single event.
Yeah, I'm inspired by her entrepreneurial journey. She has... There's no stone that she has not turned. I mean, from DJ, actress, you know, like she's inspiring women out there. And so a very, very, very happy birthday to her.
Oh, Pearl Thusi, we love you over here and we're wishing you nothing but blessings and more success going forward. We absolutely love to see women winning, okay? Let's get into talking a little bit more about an actor and musician, Tsepo Hauser Mosese. Obviously, we know him on our screens as Detective Lerumo Chabedi, and he's set to join the cast of SABC 1's award-winning soapy Scheme Sam. We love Scheme Sam over here. He was also on Scandal portraying the shady character called Ghost, and we can't wait to see him join our screens again.
Do you know what? I haven't watched Scheme Sam in so long, until recently on TikTok. I've been eating
There's been a resurgence.
Yeah, I've been eating it up on TikTok.
Ooh.
What a show.
Also, I love that we're watching it on TikTok.
Yeah, real. What a show. So I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the show. I mean, it's drama. It's yummy.
And you know, if there's something about South Africans, we do drama
so well. So well.
We do it so well.
Yeah,
so he makes his debut on the 14th of June on Scheme Sam, and I can't wait for it. I mean, you'll catch it on TikTok. The rest of us will hopefully catch it on the SABCs. I love it. And this is the story that I've been most excited to talk to you about. Let's head into the last one, all around Minnie and Mac G. It's a sensitive one, but it is one that we have to talk about. So in case you missed it, of course, the gorgeous TV presenter and producer, actress Minnie Dlamini has broken her silence addressing the misogynistic remarks made about her by very controversial podcaster from Podcast and Chill, Mac G. And he then apologized to her, at least through his lawyers and attorneys. But she said, that's not good enough. You guys have dragged my name through the mud. Also, my dignity, because they called on a body part of hers and kind of made fun of it, saying this is why she can't keep a man. And that, of course, is in light of her splitting up with Brian. She announced a little bit earlier on this year. And I just think that is so inappropriate. Like, we love Mac G for the fact that he can push boundaries, and he really is one of those guys in the podcasting space. He's got 1 million subscribers. It's like, you're breaking boundaries in that respect. But isn't there a line?
A fine line.
Isn't there a line?
Yeah, there should be a line, but with Mac G, there never is. Do you know what I mean? He always makes these kind of comments.
Yeah.
And so I think it was about time that someone actually put him in his place.
Right.
You know, to show that, like, words actually do have actions, you know, like circumstances, I mean.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was about time that someone actually said, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I think so too, because not only did it just happen on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
A podcast is something on the internet which lives forever.
Forever, yeah.
And because he put it out there, all of the chillers, which he calls his fans, also had something to say about it. So Minnie was saying for weeks on end, she was just watching herself, her body, her name being dragged through. And that's not fair.
I mean, if there's anything to learn by, we can see when Bonang Matiba did the same thing, you know. Cardi B also did the same thing at some point, you know, and what came of that?
Yeah.
You know, so I think Mac G needs to go through something like that to realize that, like, his words actually really do have consequences.
And impact.
And impact, 100%, you know, because those who follow Mac G loyally and wholeheartedly are going to take what he says as fact.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to run with it, irrespective of knowing the facts or not.
That's the thing. And also, they might even include that kind of language in their everyday talk.
Yeah, 100%.
If people aren't already.
100%.
And it's not okay. Like she said, it is misogynistic and she is taking legal action.
Yeah.
So thankfully to her, the lawyers are backing her in this and she's got a case and feet to stand on.
She is a brand at the end of the day.
She is a brand.
She is a brand. And she has to carry that brand with her no matter where she goes. So the last thing you want for her is to walk into a room and that's all people see.
Absolutely.
As opposed to the brand that she spent so many
She's
years
building for years.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Come on. And also, I know that recently they said that there's been a resurgence of looking into laws around podcasting. Along with communications in the digital space in South Africa, there needs to be consequence for different things and regulations at that as well. So they definitely are looking into this. This has sparked the thought as well. And we wish Minnie Dlamini all the best in taking this on and hopefully winning this case at the end of the day. Patricia Black, please come back. You've been absolutely
I told you it's my show.
It is your show.
It's my
Thank
show.
you and welcome to the Feel Good Patricia Black Show.
Thank
That
you.
is a wrap
Thank you.
of your entertainment news, both locally and internationally. And all of that has made me hungry. I don't know about you.
Same, let's go eat.
Yeah, I think we should go eat, but let the gents prepare our meal. Thank you.
Oh man, can I just say happy birthday to my girl Pearl Tusi. You know, I hosted Miss SA Teen when she was one of the, I think, princesses in the mix there. To see what she has achieved in her career, amazing. And then of course I get to plug into careers that are becoming right around us, and Nicholas certainly ticks that box in a big way. He's helping us jump on some viral food trends that have been heating up TikTok. And we've got our own TikTok foodie plugging us in, Nicholas Fraser, who is taking a bit of a healthy turn now after our lazy cat cake. But
balance is important.
Well, exactly. And I think you've hit the nail on the head. This feels like balance in a bowl, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so where do we begin? What do you need from me?
We're going to start off. Okay, you can actually come this side.
Okay,
so
we're going to
I'm
trade
going to start
places.
off by this side. So what you want to do is start flavoring your sweet potatoes.
Ooh, okay.
So we've got diced sweet potatoes here. Add on some olive oil. Salt and pepper goes in. And we also can add in some cinnamon. That goes straight into the oven, 180 degrees. We roast that. Yeah, that's perfect.
I don't want to step into another man's kitchen and steal his spatula or his wooden spoon.
While you're busy there, I'll start browning the mince on my side. So just add in your mince. You want to get a nice brown color on your mince.
And I suppose it is a red meat. I drift towards, and I was having this conversation as well yesterday, fattier mince. Because I think the fat is the flavor. But I know a lot of people are really draconian about the fat and can get very, very lean as well. Where would you
I
tend
also
towards?
do prefer extra lean mince. But the good thing about this recipe is that we could also use vegan mince if you wanted to be a bit of a vegan option.
Exactly.
So you could use vegan mince, which transcends this dish into a vegan dish.
I love that. And look for your protein. So I think that the joy of a bowl is it's exactly that. You can balance out the components in accordance with what you need in the macros and the micros. You can get your good proteins however you like that. And I mean, the flavor combinations are amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, what's going in?
Add in some taco seasoning, or you can use a spice blend of your choice. You could mix some paprika, some cumin, you know, just to make your own spiced mixture if you don't.
A bit of warmth, a bit of spice. Taco seasoning is amazing. I like that as a go-to.
Add that in, and while this is cooking, we can actually start building our bowl on that side.
Okay.
So this is going to go into the oven, but once everything is done, you've got your cooked mince here, you've got your cottage cheese, sweet potato, and you've got some honey here. So this is hot honey. Basically, chili flakes with honey. Warm that up on a pot, and you sort it.
That is so clever.
And your avo as well. So let's bring the
Beautiful.
bowl together.
Okay,
So
let's
you
do
can
it,
even
man.
Start, you can.
Can I give
Yeah,
you
you
some
can
avocado?
slice those avos. I'm going to put the mince in so long. So add in your mince.
Finally, they've allowed me, because you are here to chaperone, they've allowed me to use the actual chef's knife. It doesn't happen every day.
Be careful.
Oh, I like this. And you know what flavors you like.
Yes,
So you can
yes,
lean
yes.
into that with a bowl. You can be quite intentional about the nutrients that you're
Exactly.
taking in.
I mean, you could even use chickpeas here if you don't like sweet potatoes. You know, you could use normal potatoes.
Ooh, I
So
like
you can
that.
Just explore different veggies that suit you, actually.
Okay, I mean, obviously going to keep it slightly rustic because that's how we roll in our kitchen. Thanks for giving me a little lappy.
And you can just slice that, and I'm going to add in the cottage cheese.
I mean, you can go as far as scraping down your avo to make it look beautiful. I'm like, don't waste any of the avocado. Where should we introduce it? On the green side.
And you can put that on that side.
Da, 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 da. There we go. I love that. So how would you tackle an avocado? Have you picked up a TikTok trick for...
Avos, I slice it exactly the way you do, if I'm
Thank you
being
for
honest.
saying that.
Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, you know.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, Nicholas Fraser.
And then all we need to do is finish off with our hot honey, just a nice drizzle.
Oh.
And ta-da!
And you've recommended using the chili flakes here. And
Yes,
I think
yes,
that
yes.
smoked chili flake with the honey,
Has a lovely flavor, delicious flavor. And we're done, basically. That's our...
Oh, look at that.
Our
Looks
bowl.
beautiful. I know you said let's make it together, but you kind of made that.
Yes.
And you did it beautifully. I
And
like that.
We got it. Taste it.
Oh, I think we need to invite the ladies in for a little bit of a taste. Pat and Carissa, please come and bring your forks. I think we're going to have to find some cutlery for the ladies. There we go. Pat Black.
Hello.
You can do anything. Okay. So I would imagine cooking. Pat, Nick, Pat. I don't know if you guys have met on the social street.
Yes.
You were like a little foodie fairy there, just
I just
popped out of
appeared.
nowhere. So you get yourself a fork.
That looks
We've made a bowl,
incredible.
and what we love about the bowl is it's balanced, it's beautifully healthy, and of course the magic ingredient here, we've got beautiful sweet potato, but we've got a hot honey dressing. Okay. And I have a feeling that the cottage cheese and the hot honey dressing are going to just be
That
a magical.
combo?
Yeah. So go for it. I've
Pat,
pumped it up.
please do the
I've
honors.
pumped it up as much as possible.
I don't know where to
This is the
start.
hot honey.
That is the hot honey, and we are all family here, so
This pot.
Little bit, yeah. You got to have everything on your
a
fork.
little bit of everything.
yeah. Yo, I like
Tell me if you want
how
another drizzle of
serious
this.
you
I'll put
are
some more on for you.
about getting a well-balanced
Yeah, let me
bite
drizzle
of
some.
our balanced
Drizzle
bowl.
that. That drizzle was hectic.
I know that you're a foodie, so I feel like I'm going to trust you on this one.
Well, she knows luxury.
Yes.
Don't laugh like that now. I was giving you a TV bite opportunity. It's the thing, eh?
You got a nod.
It's doing all the things with the
Yeah,
thing.
really, that's for you. That's for you.
No, literally, you
I
can
love it.
take that because.
I love it. Love it.
Oh wow! And
It's amazing.
not too intimidating, hey? Are you? I know you drift into the food content creation, generally with like a 5-star chef cooking a meal for you. How do you approach these TikTok foodie trends? Is it the kind of thing that you kind of get stuck into?
Yeah, so I have a food channel as well.
As one
Food
does.
page, as one does. I love cooking. I'm always in the kitchen. I'm always experimenting. I'm on a weight loss journey currently, so I'm always trying to see the different foods and TikTok trends to try. You know,
This would be great for that, no?
100%.
Yeah.
I actually had something like this last night.
See, that's well,
We're
it's
on the
cool.
money.
Maybe
It
we
is.
were watching. Maybe we
Maybe.
saw, and that's
you were
why.
inspired.
I love the fact that we have drifted into this space where it's not just trend-driven, but there is health, there's nutrition
Yes,
underpinning
yeah.
it, which is great. For you, how has the journey been in terms of the weight loss and embracing that side of?
Do you know what? It's been quite tricky. It's been fun, tricky, but it's also been good. Tricky because I'm constantly going to different events. I'm constantly
Being fed.
outside, being fed. The chefs are cooking.
Come on.
How are you going to
So
say
I have to
no?
eat. I can't say no. Can't say no to a little fine dining. But from my personal side, it's been great. Getting to learn substitute products, getting to learn alternatives, getting to learn, you know, how to pack up protein, things like that. You know, from cottage cheese to like
The
lean
3
mince
Ps, baby.
to-
Protein, protein, and protein.
Protein,
And
protein,
then
and
sorted.
protein. That's actually my whole life. I
What's-
wake up and I think about protein.
Welcome to now you can fit in. Now you can stick around
So
here.
it's been great because now I can live a very healthy life without feeling like I've lost something. You know, I don't feel like I'm compromising because I'm still eating as well as I used to, just a little bit more healthier to assist in that journey.
I can feel Nick going like, okay, I need to approach my food journey. How do you manage, because you are making delicious, and it's not always a balanced bowl. Sometimes it's a lazy cat cake.
I love a good curry also, so... To be honest, I'm not the best at healthy eating, so I gotta stay consistent in the gym and do those runs. So that's my kind of balance.
Okay.
So I eat a bit dirty in the kitchen, but I hit the gym hard to, you know, keep
I
the body in
love
shape.
that.
Okay.
It's all about balance.
Well, thank you
Pick
for
your
saying
struggle.
that. In the interest of keeping a well-balanced studio and kitchen space, we made the lazy cat cake. Have you ever encountered that, tasted that before?
I've never even heard of it.
Would you? Are you on your healthy journey right this second?
In
Or
this
can we
moment
ask
right
you to
now.
step out
What
of it?
healthy
for,
journey?
Exactly.
What healthy journey?
Just for 3
Where?
seconds. On this one spoon
I'm gonna
left,
grab that
amazingly
for you.
enough.
Okay, cool.
I wanna
just to give
present
us
it to you.
the ultimate stamp of approval, because this should be getting, as I understand it, the
exactly
royal
is this?
stamp of
Yes,
approval.
yes. No, it's pretty good.
Fat cat
Okay.
cake.
Explain to us
Please.
what's informed this cake.
It's
What's
pretty
going on
good.
in there?
So we've got chocolate muffins at the base with some chocolate milk. The center, we've got condensed milk, we've got cream cheese, and we've got some cream. And at the top, we've got some Otis
Get the crunch
biscuits.
too, yeah.
Sorry, not biscuits, a cereal.
Otis cereal, yeah.
Cereal.
There's a lot happening.
With some
There
chocolate
is,
as
there
well.
is.
I know.
But it's quite delicious.
I'm
How
like,
is
It's like indulgent, but not too
Yeah,
sweet.
and it's not too sweet. I love it.
I'm like living
Right?
vicariously through you right
And it's
now.
dark chocolate at the top, so it's a bit healthy at least.
Look,
You
I'm
have
not
to treat yourself to something every
I'm
now
not a
and then.
person with a sweet tooth. That's why I love things like panna cotta. So this is perfect.
Yeah, balance.
This is very perfect.
Does it make you feel calm inside?
It does.
Do you know, you're my spirit animal for the rest of my life now, hey? This whole notion of being calm as being part of my brand.
No, I
I'm
believe in
adopting
it.
that, girl.
I'm chasing this
adopting it.
calm, soft life type demeanor. Guys, that's
I
the
like
true
it.
luxury of life, you know?
Not fast life,
No,
slow
no.
life.
That's why we live in Cape Town, right?
Like slow fashion. Slow life.
There we go.
baby.
There we
Slow
go.
life.
Slow
And
life,
soft.
baby.
You can even call it
You heard
slow
of Pat Black,
TV.
baby.
I know, I like it. This has been amazing. Nicholas, thank you so much. I know the menu is not concluded, but if you want to cook along with us, head over to expressoshow.com. That's where you'll find all the culinary inspo and these recipes and embrace it.
Absolutely, really excited to still get into the rest of the show. We still have so much excitement still heading your way. I can't wait for it. Cooking?
Yeah, cooking, more TikTok, and then Bussy, who is having the most phenomenal year. 3 awards at probably the biggest music awards of the year, the Metro FM Awards. She is dropping it live in studio after this. Maybe not right here, but up in Jersey. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show. I can't believe 2 hours have gone by that quickly. Now let's get into that final one, starting off with your national news headlines. Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen has hailed the South African avocado industry's active pursuit of international markets. The country's avocado industry achieved a significant milestone with the arrival of its first 2025 shipment in Shanghai, marketing a pivotal expansion into the Chinese market. Now, this development follows a 2023 agreement and is bolstered by investments from private companies. The country's logistical advantage over competitors like Peru allows for timely market entry during periods of lower supply, enhancing economic growth and job creation within the agricultural sector. In other national news, the Johannesburg Roads Agency reports that repairs to Lillian Ngoyi Street, damaged by a 2023 gas explosion, are on track for completion by August. The underground gas explosion caused about 450 meters of the street to collapse and caused significant damage to essential underground infrastructure. The restoration includes critical infrastructure like stormwater pipelines and electrical networks. Concurrently, the Vala Zonke campaign, launched in 2022, continues to address road deterioration nationwide, aiming to streamline pothole reporting and repairs through a centralized system and a dedicated app. In your international news making headlines, Angola has reported over 20,000 cholera cases and 612 deaths since January. The outbreak has spread to most of the country's 21 provinces, with about a third of cases in Luanda. The ministry said the affected age range spans from 2 to 100 years. Cholera, which spreads through contaminated food and water, causes severe diarrhea and vomiting, but is treatable. The WHO notes Angola faces recurring outbreaks, especially during the rainy season. Now, despite Angola's oil wealth, poverty and poor sanitation persists. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend today's Ukraine peace talks in Istanbul, despite Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's call for his presence. The Kremlin confirmed that presidential aide Vladimir Medinsky will lead Russia's delegation instead. Now, Zelensky will travel to Ankara, where he is also scheduled to meet Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Putin had earlier called for direct talks following a weekend meeting in Kiev, where European leaders urged a 30-day ceasefire. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump suggests he might join the talks. And finally, Cannes 2025 wrapped up on Saturday, which has been a dazzling blend of style, cinema and soul. On Tuesday, stars stepped out in show-stopping fashion. Bella Hadid wowed in a keffiyeh dress honoring her heritage. Also, Naomi Campbell turned heads in a vintage 1996 Chanel, while Halle Berry brought drama in a black and white Jacquemus with a playful bustle. On screen, Josephine Chappie's heartfelt debut, The Wanderers, inspired by her sister's rare disorder, moved audiences with its tenderness, while Kevin Costner teared up during a 7-minute ovation for Horizon. Quentin Tarantino and wife Daniela also made a rare, smile-filled appearance on the red carpet. As the curtain slowly falls, Cannes keeps dazzling with soul and with style. That is where we leave your news for today. Let's get those final sporting details with Graham.
One last big congratulations. I would imagine there are a couple of sore heads right now and some tired bodies out there as Sundowns sealed their record, extending 15th PSL title. What a legacy, with a 3-0 win over Chippa United, to do it in style at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So as he does, Ikram Reyners opened the scoring early and of course now matches Lucas Ribeiro as a joint top scorer, 14 goals. Congratulations, young man. The victory also extending Sundowns' unbeaten run against Chippa to 24 league matches and of course secured their incredible 8th consecutive league crown in a league of their own. Sorry to all the Pirates fans, Brian in particular. Now we stay with footballing news, and Real Madrid, well, they've kept their La Liga hopes alive with a dramatic 2-1 comeback over Real Mallorca yesterday. So trailing after Martin Valiant's early goal, Los Blancos then equalized through Kylian Mbappe before Jacobo Ramon struck in the 95th minute. Talk about Fergie time. So the win now narrows Barcelona's lead to just 4 points, somewhat postponing their potential title celebrations ahead of their derby clash with Espanyol coming up. Now onto Formula One, and this news quite interesting and a little bit funny. Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has now eased penalties for swearing following backlash from the drivers. So ahead of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix over the weekend, the risk of a race ban was scrapped and the maximum fine reduced from €10,000 to €5,000. And they also typified new guidelines. They now distinguish between swearing in quote controlled and quote uncontrolled settings, allowing more leniency for emotional outbursts during races. As you can imagine, there will be many. Now we turn to tennis, and Carlos Alcaraz, back on form. He advanced to the Italian Open semi-finals with a 6-4, 6-4 win over Jack Draper, setting up a clash now with Lorenzo Musetti. And of course, the Spaniard's strong performance also lifting him back to world number 2. And then elsewhere, top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka, she was upset by 8th seed Zheng Kunwen, 6-4, 6-3, ending her title hopes in Rome after a dominant clay court run. Oh, it's all heating up in all sporting codes, and we love it for the fans. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get to our final traffic update.
Thanks so much, G-Man. In your final traffic update, we get started in Gauteng in Midrand, where there has been an accident along the N1 southbound after Allendale Road with a back-of queue towards New Road. Now, traffic is extremely slow, as you can imagine, so do make use of an alternative road and maintain a safe following distance, as well as exercise patience if you are headed out that way. Now let's look over to Cape Town out in Milnerton, where motorists are making use of the N7 southbound route at Bosmansdam. They are advised to allow for additional travel time as back-to-back traffic is being experienced. Wherever you are headed this morning, stay safe and, of course, adhere to the rules of the road. That's where we leave your traffic. Let's head into your weather for the final time. South Africa's weather holds steady today, mirroring yesterday's patterns. Now, the South African Weather Service has maintained its warnings, including extremely high fire danger conditions forecast for the extreme Western Northern Cape and parts of the Northern Western Cape. Residents in these areas are urged to take extra care as dry vegetation and warm winds heighten the risk of runaway fires. Meanwhile, a heat wave warning also remains in effect for the Richtersvlei region of the Northern Cape, where persistently high temperatures are expected to continue throughout tomorrow. Now let's get into that final sunrise view of the hour. And out in Pelican Park, Gail shared this beautiful view with us. I'm hoping, Gail, that this was taken on your morning walk all around the neighborhood. Looking absolutely stunning with the sun peeking through all those beautiful trees. Thank you so much, Gail, for sharing your morning view with us. 25 degrees is what you can expect on your side of town out in the mother city. And we wish you a beautiful and blessed day. Well, tomorrow we do it all again, 6, 7 and 8 o'clock. So this is your call to send your morning views on 0630369649. And I can't wait to wish you a happy Friday along with your images. For now, though, let's get into that final look of your temperatures for today.
I should be saying stay indoors, but with weather like that, go get out there, explore green spaces, get that beautiful vitamin D and that green energy in you. I think maybe winter hasn't quite arrived yet. I say, please, touching wood. But of course, touching wood again, you could be winning and winning big today if you play Daily Lotto. There is an estimated 500,000 Rand in today's jackpot this Thursday, so don't get left behind. Again, it's run through our play-by-play. You're going to go and get your tickets. You can do it in-store. You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can use their mobile app. You can use your own cell phone banking app, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD, and we'll always keep those details up on our social media pages, so you can go through whatever mode works for you and then panda push or play your Daily Lotto for an estimated 500,000 Rand in your jackpot today. It's your chance to win big. And I feel like I've won big today. It's been such a lovely show, man. We've cooked amazing food. We've met amazing people.
We have.
Chewed on a little bit of life's gristle with the ladies. It's been great, man. What's coming up?
Well, you said winning, and immediately I thought of the name Bassie, because she has been dominating the Metro FM
1, 2,
Music
3,
Awards
bam.
3 times over. Can you
out.
imagine? She, in fact, made history doing exactly that. So that only means that we have to let you play, or let her play for you, Kwelanga 2.0. And I can't wait to get into that performance. Josie really has it good today, but I think we've also had it good.
Right.
Come on now.
We'll take a back seat.
We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. And Expresso family, this morning we are celebrating a queen. The MMAs happened not too long ago, the Metro Music Awards, of course. And this was where Masi decided she was going to take home all the awards. Yes, I'm talking about Best Amapiano Song, Best Music Video, Best Collaboration Song. And honestly and truly, this is a young queen that is showing the music industry exactly who she is and what it is she can do. And Kwelanga 2.0 is the song that took her to the top. And we're here to celebrate her right here on Expresso. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome. Let's celebrate her because she deserves it. It is Masi in the building. Yes! Hey, ma'am, did you have to take home all the awards? Hey?
No comment.
No comment. That's fine. My babe, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Talk to us. How does it feel? How did it feel even stepping on stage and accepting each and every one of them?
Like, Milo.
Is this me?
Milo.
Yes.
Also, like, I hope I don't say anything wrong on stage.
Oh, no.
I'm like, also like, oh my gosh, I have to thank everybody. Also, like, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't forget anybody.
I love that. And you're the one that was leading the pack. Everyone was looking at you to do the speeches. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. But you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes. And babe, I also know just in terms of, you know, this journey, it's been such a beautiful one for you. I mean, you're so young and you're already achieving so much. I mean, girl, are you going to let anyone else win Best Music Video because you took it home last year as well? Like, I love this for you.
Hey, she's seen, eh?
Talk to us.
Shuguti, I must take my cameraman, videographer.
Yeah.
I must kidnap him.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he doesn't shoot for anyone else.
I get you.
Yes.
I get you, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? When you're working with the best and you are the best,
Yeah.
that's what it is. But babe, in terms of this journey, you know, what moments have really stuck out for you that have really just been so important to getting you to where you are now?
Honestly, really, it's performing in the crowd, just singing the entire song. Like, I'm just there standing like, hello, wait for it. Oh, thank you. So every time I'm amazed by that. Every time I'm amazed.
And I feel like, you know, also one of the biggest things that I know you're really big on is collaboration. Why was it so important, particularly this time around, especially on a big song like this?
Mainly because the one without the collaboration was leaked, and I was like, yo,
really?
I really don't want to disappoint you guys. So let me get new features. And that's what I did.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So everything happens for a reason, Basi.
Like, hello.
Like, that is amazing. I love that. And I mean, you guys brought out magic, which is so beautiful.
Yes.
And now, of course, you're sitting here, 3 Metro Music Awards in. How do you feel like these awards are going to affect your future? You know, what does it mean for future Basi right now?
I'm thinking bookings.
Oh, yes. Yes.
More money.
Mama, yesterday's price is not too much.
Okay. More music.
More music. I love that. Yes.
Etc.
Etc. Just more success, really.
Yes.
I love that. And on top of that, my love, I feel like, you know, with you, some people went there going, I just want 1 award. You took home 3. Out of all of them, which one means the most to you?
Best collaboration. Because it wasn't easy at getting these collaborations. It was difficult because we never met in studio.
Wow.
I had to DM them on Instagram, move it to WhatsApp, explain that I have the song. Can I please have a verse? It took forever.
Are you serious? Yes. Wait, so essentially you chose your collaborations. No one like put you guys in the studio. You went, I want this person and that person. And that person. That's incredible. and all of them said yes.
Yes.
I love that. If I said no, they would know. They would be regretting.
Maybe they're not multi-award winning artists.
I'm obsessed. But babe, what's been your biggest takeaway from this specific moment in your life, and even just really the whole journey with Ikwelanga 2.0? What are you going to take into the next part of this journey of yours?
That I should work smarter, not harder.
Oh, okay. Okay, speak about that. What do you mean exactly?
When you work harder, you burn out really quickly. And your expectations are too high. And then you want to give up on music. But if you work smarter, you do a song here and there and leave it kancane. then come back and here and there and let it pray.
What's going on here? So essentially, are you saying you shouldn't be releasing a song every other day? You just need to let songs breathe.
Yes.
Work smart here and there, like you said. I love that. And Buzzy, this is what I like about you. You're so young, but you have so much advice. So give us one more piece of advice for any young person out there who's like, one day I want to be like Buzzy. What would you tell them?
I'd like to say, don't give up, be patient, and eventually you'll make it. Meditation, important, clear your mind, your body, your soul, and most importantly, pray.
Pray, honey. And the whole congregation said, amen. With that amen, babe, are you ready to perform for us?
Yes.
Yes! It is the multi-award-winning track, Kwelanga 2.0. You're hearing it right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, performed by the multi-award-winning queen. Everybody give it up for Marcy!
But it's simple.
kwaya ngasafa stress sonke kwelika ase ngamxoxela umama nami ngaqala kudala kwaya ngasafa stress sonke kwelika ase ngamxoxela umama ay imfundo zami zimfundiswa bana awukuthi nawe mzoxoxele zamna angitholakale emabhukwini kamngani sengitshele kubo bonke abantu.
Everyone, this is a huge celebration, all in the name of saying congratulations to Umasi for her 3 Metro FM Music Awards at the 2025 ceremony. Yes, baby! Do you feel celebrated right now? Are you crying?
My makeup.
I love it, wiping your tears with the award, Sana. That is levels. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, Masi, well done, baby. We're so proud of you and so happy for you.
Oh, and she gets her flowers. Bussy, we are so proud of you. I mean, history maker. History made.
At such a young age, it is beautiful.
And I just keep thinking of it. There is right now a 16, 17-year-old girl who's got the talent, who's got the fire, who has just seen that and gone, okay, fine, I will go and get 4.
Starts. Yes,
4
please.
of those beautiful awards,
I
and then
got
you can fly
goosebumps.
your tires. No, absolutely amazing, Zan. Thanks for doing that justice. And we will have more from Bussy in a moment.
I can't wait. And we also are going to have more from Taryn Oppel-Nell. You have to say the Nell because, yes, she's married now, off the market, baby. But she has come in to tell us a little bit more about winter boots. It's undeniable that the coldest season is here, and we have to take care of our beloved feet.
Because they can make you feel better.
They can.
And if you've got the winter blues, maybe Dr. Layla Kasim can step in. She might have her Crocs on or be in scrubs. No, she is 7 months into her own very personal health journey with a new baby on the way. So privileged to have her here, but she's going to help us push back against those winter blues after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. 105.9 Expresso. 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 1
Welcome back. If you're not feeling great right now, first of all, I'm sorry. I know it's the start of winter, and when it hits, it hits. When it comes to feeling unwell, knowing when to manage symptoms at home and when to seek professional assistance can be a little bit tricky. And of course, we often lean on Dr. Google, which might not be our first jumping off point. Well, we have brought in the incredible Dr. Leila Kasim, founder of CMed Health. And she is here to help us understand when common symptoms can be managed at home, how we can mitigate that ourselves, and when they may signal something a little bit more serious. Thank you so much for being here on a number of levels in your own journey, and we have spoken quite openly about this, so you're part of the family now. 7 months into this particular journey, how are you?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm well.
Oh, well, I like it.
I'm
Like,
ready for the flu
you're the
season.
one doing us a favor here, girls, so please don't forget that. Doc, this must be an interesting time for you because there are grey areas when we enter into winter. You've got to kind of push through it very often and just manage the symptoms, but it can be the indication of something quite serious. So what are the dangers of ignoring an illness early on?
So often our lives are so busy, we often ignore and brush off these minor symptoms. So symptoms like having a slight headache or a slight little niggle or cough. But often if we don't attend to it, it can progress. So a persistent cough can progress into something more sinister like a pneumonia, or if you've got a severe headache or a prolonged headache, it could mask something like high blood pressure or high sugar. So it is important to identify the minor little symptoms and try to navigate and treat it early on to prevent a further complication.
Yeah, and it's amazing how these things can ramp up, and especially when you've got kids, it can go from 0 to 100 very quickly. I'm just thinking, thank God we've moved away from the croup phase of existence, which I'm sure you are relishing, embracing yet again. How do we mitigate then? Because often if you can get the body feeling a bit better, suddenly it's superpower kicks in when we heal ourselves. So how do we handle that first phase of the niggles and the sniffles?
So I always say that these symptoms are signals from your body saying that something is wrong. So it's always a good idea to identify them. And there are so many over-the-counter or home remedies or lifestyle modifications that can help mitigate these sort of symptoms and help you combat these symptoms. It's all about lifestyle measures. It's about boosting your body's own immune system, because essentially you will be fighting off the immune system. The viral infection.
100%. Your body's got to go to war, you know, and
Exactly.
it needs to feel as strong as you can. It's not easy when the man flu hits, okay? And it feels like often, I think I've even gone to see an oncologist when the man flu has hit because I felt so bad. But it's often very difficult to know the difference. So what is our body experiencing with colds and flu versus a pneumonia? Talk us through how that ramps up.
So that's quite important. Often people or patients feel that those are variations of each other, so cold or flu or pneumonia, but they are actually quite different in severity and how we manage them. So a cold usually is a gradual onset, and you'll have minor body aches and pains, maybe a slight headache, whereas a flu is sudden onset, a severe headache, severe body aches and pains and exhaustion. And then for pneumonia, that is a lower respiratory tract infection. So it's a chest infection, which often needs to be treated by your doctor or healthcare
Quite
provider.
specific, yeah.
Exactly, with an antibiotic. And it's important to know because it can be quite severe. And then colds and flus can often progress if your immune system's not optimal into something like a pneumonia.
Yeah, and you've got those beautiful things like a glandular fever that can sneak in when the immunity is low, and it's often that baseline of where your immune system is, which says to me we can be proactive about this. And you're a great exponent of preventative medicine, which I love, and kind of pushes against the grain in the big pharma space, which is lovely to have that mentality. How do we prevent the onset of colds and flu?
So preventative health is something that I'm very passionate about, and I think everyone should. It's something so easy. It's something that all of us can do. It's about lifestyle measures. It's about eating a balanced meal, increasing your fiber in your diet, adding those slight vitamins like zinc, calcium, magnesium. It's about having adequate rest, maintaining and managing your stress levels, because that impacts your immune system. If you are smoking or if you are drinking alcohol, it's about just reducing that amount, because that also affects your immune system. And then, of course, it's just about fluid hydration and then your usual hygiene. So washing your hands or avoiding closed, contained spaces. If you are in an office space or a classroom, ensure that there's adequate ventilation. So these simple little tips to ensure that your immune system is boosted so you can prevent these things.
And if someone comes in wearing a mask to protect everyone else around them, don't judge them like the old days, okay? Say thank you, because people understand now. We get it. Over the counter versus going to your doctor, and I would imagine you often sit with someone saying, I wish you had. I wish this had. But we are so, I think, empowered by what we can get over the counter. So there's power in both. How do we know? What advice do you have for someone?
So this is also something that's so important. I always tell my patients that go with your gut feeling. So often if you've got minor symptoms like a little bit of a headache, the sniffles, or a little bit of allergic rhinitis, you can manage your own symptoms with over-the-counter medication. But if symptoms persist for longer than a few days, or if they are quite severe, or if you develop danger signs, so very high fever, progressive symptoms, chest pain, or shortness of breath, seek medical advice immediately.
Yeah, the temperature, especially with kids, the temperature is such a great kind of a litmus test. And you can even go online and you can connect with health professionals in the most powerful way. If I've been through it, I'm feeling it now, I'm starting to come through the worst, how do I look after myself? How would you describe to one of your patients the best way to look after yourself if you're sick to get back out there and fighting again as soon as possible?
So I would just say, you know, again, to reiterate those lifestyle modifications. And it's things that you already know. It's making sure that you've got adequate sleep, adequate hydration, fluid hydration, eating well, resting, recovering, and just boosting your own immune system. So, I mean, you can add those multivitamins as well, but it's looking after your own health and your own immune system so that you can fight off bacterial or viral infections.
Just very quickly, is there a time frame? Is it 2 weeks that I need to take off and just chill and sleep? We often get a day in our industry and then you've got to push through. But what is a requisite time, or what would you be comfortable with a person giving themselves to recover from the kinds of colds and flu that happen around us during winter like this?
So it all depends on your symptom severity and how you present and what you're presenting with. So if it's something like a minor cold, I would say just a few days. If it's something like influenza, it is a longer sort of progression of symptoms. So you may need to be off work for a little bit longer, maybe even for 5 days. And then if it is something like a pneumonia where perhaps you need an antibiotic or even sometimes hospitalization, then obviously your rest needs to be longer. So it all depends on how you present and the severity essentially. But a good few days.
Yeah, you need it, you deserve it. I love it, and all the bosses out there going, but we work from home these days. You've got to give yourself the time and the tools to recover. Dr. Kasim, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. And the crazy thing is she's straight off to her practice to keep doing this for the rest of her amazing patients as well. We really do appreciate the role that our doctors, our healthcare professionals, our pharmacists play right now. Knowing the stages of sickness and when to act can make all the difference in recovery. We want to get back out there. And if you're ever unsure about your symptoms, if there are any questions, reach out to your doctor or even just your local pharmacist for some guidance. And while you're at the pharmacy, ask about the Adcock Ingram OTC Winter Survival Pack. It is brilliant. Your go-to for easing common winter symptoms so your body can do what it does. Plus, you stand the chance of winning an added 2,000 Rand if you reply to the competition post on the Expresso social media pages with your go-to pharmacist and why you trust them. Ian, I love you, guy. Don't forget to hashtag Adcock OTC Winter. And the competition closes this coming Sunday, so not a huge amount of time, but you can find the T's and C's on expressoshow.com. Now, I have a feeling these boots are made for walking.
And you would be absolutely right, Gray. I love it. And there's so many boot options that we have to get into thanks to our family over at Woolworths. And who better to bring in to take us through exactly that than Taryn Oppel-Nell, our stylist over here that's definitely going to make sure that we are looking good as we step on out on our best foot. So Taryn, so many options in front of us. I mean, take me through some of the trends, I would say, for autumn winter.
Cool. So I'm going to start with men for a change.
Yes.
I want to just pull out this one over here. It's called the worker boot.
Nice.
It's a little bit rugged. It looks like it's perfect for days outdoors. Laid back styling. Love the lace up detail, but obviously it's got the zip. So
thank you. Convenience.
Convenience. Quick sticks. Put it on and go.
I think Raoul was actually sold in a lighter version of those earlier this week.
It does come in a lighter version.
Stunning.
I'm very into the chocolate these days though. Then we've got the chucker boot, which is a little bit more dressed up. It's that perfect world between semi-formal and a little bit more formal. So you can swap out your lace-up brogue or loafer for a boot for winter.
I love that.
Also, again, in the chocolate brown, really
got
great.
a zip detail, so again, we're slipping our foot into that.
Convenience and versatility as well. It's great with jeans and chinos. Then we've got the Chelsea, which is a classic. You'll always find a Chelsea in winter.
I didn't know men also had Chelsea.
They do indeed, in all sort of shades and shapes. You'll see a lot of them in stores. But it's all about the little elasticated gusset. So whenever you see the little elasticated gusset, you know it's a Chelsea boot.
Beautiful.
So that's also a really, really great option for something a little bit more formal, maybe your work trousers. Yeah, that works really well for that. And then moving on to ladies, my gosh, the abundance. I'm a huge fan of like a chunky boot, but this season really is about those streamlined, sort of sharper shapes. Also, like what you're wearing, it's sort of not a point and it's not square. It's like a
got a small little heel on it as well.
So it's just like very defined and minimalist, which we love. So this is also another version of that.
I love that too.
This heel is just so beautiful.
Comfy too.
It's got a leather upper, which is obviously really a great investment. The suede is just perfect for winter. So we love a bit of an ankle boot. This is another pointed version.
This one.
How amazing. It's almost like a rusty, oh, it's delicious.
Stunning.
But again, the shorter heel, the ankle height, and then the point, nice little sharp point.
So points are definitely in this season.
They
because
are
I've seen them
100%
everywhere.
in. Yeah, 100%. But you know what? It's not about what's in and what's out. It's just like what you're going to see a lot more of.
I see.
So the point and the sharpness is a lot. It's going to be very much a highlight.
Yeah.
Because then when you look at something like a knee-high boot, which is this rider, which is also quite a classic, it's usually quite minimalist and you'll see a little bit of a hardware detail. This is great for like over a pair of skinnies or even with like a maxi dress could be quite nice.
I like the contrast.
Yes, exactly. So this is now your rounded toe, which is a classic for a rider boot. Another knee-high option is the motor. This is probably one of my favorites. I think it's because it's based on like trend, which you know we all love. So it's
edgy. I like
very
this.
edgy. You'll see studs. You'll see all these little strap details. Also love the idea of contrasting this with something quite feminine. So maybe it's like a chiffon boho chic skirt or dress with the biker jacket and then your motor boot. So that's a really, really, really great option. And then, of course, again, the Chelsea classic for ladies as well. This is something that we see a lot of.
Again with the chocolate brown.
Again with the chocolate brown, but the highlight of the season has got to be the Western trend.
Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you. The
Can't work on it in the house. So
Yeah.
we've got knee-high versions, we've got slouchy versions. This is also a really beautiful color. I
like that.
That angled heel is something that's quite prominent in the Western trend. And again, all these sort of straps and buckle detailing. So that is something to look forward to for the season as well.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is the thing about winter. Not my favorite season, but fashion-wise, oh my gosh. it is
endless
up there.
possibilities.
Yes, that's what
I
I'm
love it too.
saying.
I love it too.
Speaking about possibilities, let's get into our models.
Yes.
I know that we've got a gorgeous, oh, I'm such a fan, a gorgeous look on Letabo. Let's get
Yes,
into this.
Letabo is wearing the sort of, I want to call it like a bit of a square point knee-high boot. I love the sheen on this. It's like got this little patent sort of look. But now we've taken it and sort of turned it on its head, and it's kind of something that you would maybe wear to work or like something that's a little bit more dressed up. But we decided to go layer it with all the things. She's actually wearing a dress, and we've turned this into a skirt. So
with the knit?
With the knit, layered it underneath with a smart sort of sleeveless turtleneck.
I love it.
And then the sleeveless puffer, just to bring it all together and just give it some texture and depth. Yeah, I think
Give
it's
us
pretty
a
cool.
360, Letabo. You look stunning. Gorgeous.
Yes, girl.
All right, from the women to the men, Letabo will give us another look in a bit. Let's see what Nathan's got.
Okay, so Nathan is got his worker boot on, the lighter color that you spoke about earlier. Lace up, we've got the chino, we've just turned those up a little bit, but now we've gone sort of casual, but we've also layered it quite hectically. So we've got our essential pullover turtleneck, we've layered that with the Multon shacket, and then over that the puffer. So it's all about the layering again, and just sort of brings that shoe I mean, I feel like you probably put those shoes on first and then went, okay.
Let's build the outfit from here.
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
the shades just complement each other so well.
All about that tonal vibes. You know, I'm into a
Gotta
tonal
give us a
look.
360, Nathan. Come on, let's see it in action.
Amazing.
Also, polo necks are huge this season.
a great
I'm so
layering
excited
item.
for this. Also, you have to, yes, again, have the beard trimmed and looking good. It complements the look as well. Thank you, Nathan. You look stunning.
Yeah, he looks
All right,
great.
let's bring in Letabo once again.
Letabo is back and she's doing the Western this time. So what I love about this is the tonality, of course.
I love this.
And then this is something we didn't see earlier, but it's the top stitch detail that's giving that sort of country meet chic vibe. And I love the color, and it's just about focusing on the shoe and then seeing what works with it. So complemented it with this matching denim shacket mom jeans set.
I love a denim on denim moment.
I know, and you know what? It's not only about blue. Look how incredible the shade is. And then we've just layered that with a cropped parka sort of
I was going to
anorak.
ask what this is. It's an anorak.
Yeah, I would call it an anorak, but if it was a longer length, like people would be like, okay, it's a parka, but it's more of like a rain jacket.
It's a great shade, Letabo. You look fantastic. Nathan, let's come in again and see. Okay, the scarf detail is great with the shoe.
Love, love, love. Okay, so now we've got the Chelsea going on, the chocolate brown, and we've formalized him a little bit now. So we've kept that essential turtleneck pullover on, and we've just changed everything else. So we've put his Molten coat on, added the scarf, a little bit of print, and yeah, he's good to go.
You
to
are
work,
good to go.
church, to lunch,
yes,
wherever he
Nathan.
wants to go.
Or straight off set. We love to see it. Nathan Letabo looking stunning. Taryn, you've done it again. Thank you so much. I think one thing is clear. These boots are made for walking, offering comfort, versatility, and durability. We can't wait for you to get your hands on some of these, but you have to shop these must-have boots at Woolworths, of course, available in store online and on the app. I'm just going to say it. Happy winter and happy shopping.
I love boots. I love like loungewear a lot. I love oversized jumpers. With kids, you know, they go around, they play, so I always make sure that, you know, they're durable, they last really long.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, let's be honest, pets are family, so it only makes sense to spoil them just a little bit. The Crazy Store has everything from comfy beds to playful accessories, and also, of course, adorable outfits. We cannot forget about fashion, perfect for adding just a little bit of extra joy to your pet's day. Every pet needs a collar to show that they have a loving family, and every collar, of course, needs a lead. You've got blue, you've got green, you've got pink as well, depending on your dog's needs. What's great is that it also is adjustable, so as your pet grows, or if they're in between sizes, it is the perfect thing to go for. All right, moving from the collar and the lead all the way into the fleece shirts. Now, there are 4 colors, and the sizes range from small to 9XL, and great for colder mornings. Absolutely love the range of colors as well that we can get into. In fact, I think we might have one on a model, so bring in the model with our fleece shirt. This one definitely is my favorite. favorite. It says, I still live with my parents. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. You can see the cozy and comfy fit, not restricting at all, and definitely keeping him warm for the coldest season coming up. Like I said, it is made from small all the way into 9XL, so get yourself one of those. We don't only have that, we have more goodness coming your way. This gorgeous one right here, you have the water-resistant jackets that we're also going to bring in our very own Nala with something good. Come on, Nala. You can see her in her beautiful pink attire. It pairs so beautifully and complements her fur so well. What a good girl, Nala. The pink lead, the tartan matching with the gorgeous water-resistant jacket, also just perfect for the winter season. And we definitely are making sure we're not compromising on style and making sure that we have our daily walks ticked off. So thank you to Nala, our beautiful model. All right, let's get into another one. This is an acrylic knit jersey. I saved the best for last because, of course, I've got the gorgeous Fiddy with me, and she is just so cute. She may be a little bit older, but you know what? Yes, I'm talking about you. She's still just as gorgeous. Now, you have a range of colors that it comes in. Green with the blue complementing nicely. You also have the navy blue with the cream, and then a bigger size right here in the green. And then you can see it on our model herself. The great part is that, just like me, look, you could be matching your dog with your green jersey and their green jersey just alike. Now, as you can see, the Crazy Store offers so many things for your gorgeous pets who, like I said, are family, including a range of beds to accommodate all your pets' needs while fitting your home's aesthetic, which is so important. So if you're going for the more cooler tone, or if you're going for the warmer brown tone, depending on the size that you need as well. I know that I have a small Yorkie, so I'm playing in this field over here. But if you have a bigger lab, for example, you definitely want to go for a bigger bag there. Pair it with a blanket, and the cozy box is 100% taken care of. We're taking care of not only the comfort, but also the trends, from the leashes to the chic coats. Our pets definitely deserve to look as good as they feel and look as fashionable as their owners. So whether you're strolling around or just cozying up at home, do so in comfort and style. And the Crazy Store has everything that you need to keep your furry friends super happy and looking super good.
Come in with a little, leave with a lot. The Crazy Store has a whole range of stuff bound to surprise and delight the whole family.
Oh, I hope you are ready. I am suiting up to rejoin the superhero in the kitchen. He is a dynamic content creator and just one of the most wonderful human beings we've had in our kitchen. Nicholas Fraser is joining us for one last viral TikTok recipe in the Expresso kitchen, and we are embracing it. We've got hot chili chicken burgers by the Kook Macy's. I'm going to say it like that. It's Dutch, and it's a Dutch platform, and they're really, really cool. Dutch culinary platform founded by sisters Najat and Nadia. And they put an innovative twist on a traditional burger, as you can see. But the viral hot chili chicken buns are amazing. A flavor-packed treat that's gained over 2 million likes. And these buns feature a crispy golden exterior, soft, fluffy interior, enveloping a spicy chicken filling. How does it all work? Nicholas, explain yourself. This looks amazing, guy.
Now, let's get started. So definitely want to start with a good dough.
Okay.
So a rice, we've already got a dough here, so we can just oil our hands a bit. Because we don't want the dough to stick.
Okay, that's a nice little hack. I'm going to get involved here. Do I need to oil my hands, or do I need to handle a different part of the process?
No, don't oil your hands.
Okay.
Let's keep yours.
So I will
you can build the buns when they're done.
Oh,
so
I
let's
like
keep your
your
hands
style.
a bit clean. So just take your dough.
That's called taking one for the team, by the way. Okay? I like you, guys.
Give it a roll, and you see it doesn't stick to your hands now.
Brilliant.
So it's perfect. So give it a roll, and what you want to do is take your, let's just move that to the side, your rolling pin, and then you just roll this out.
I'm just thinking we had Dale Hendricks, a fitness just genius, helping us use these rolling pins to do one of the toughest exercise routines I've seen Paul Ryle and Carissa put themselves through. So I'm glad we've still got a rolling pin to use in this sense. Once you're done with this, you can work on your core a little bit.
So basically, you want to roll it into a circle.
Okay.
Right. Hopefully, it doesn't stick too much. And then once it's rolled into a little circle like this,
and I suppose, would you use flour? Would you use oil?
You can use flour as well, will prevent it from sticking. So you can see the oil also prevents it from sticking from the surface as well. So
and I like it because this is a savoury dish.
You can use flour.
So a little bit of olive oil, I'm down with that. All good.
Then all you do is fold it over. into that nice little. Then we take a fork, beat your egg.
Okay. As you know, when I'm dead quiet like this, I am concentrating because I desperately want to emulate this when I get home.
All you want to do is brush the top of your dough with some of the egg. Ooh. And now for the crunchy bit. So this is going to add a bit of crunch to your bun as well. We're going to top it with some crunchy chips.
Oh, and this is next level crunch over
we
here. I suppose back in the day we used to have like cornflake chicken, something like that would have a beautiful flavor profile as well. But I'm thinking, you know, push the boat out, use some crisps,
This is perfect.
some proper chips.
And there we go. And then your bun is done. Then you deep fry that. So you place that into some oil on a low heat.
Get out of
And that's how you deep fry it. For the chicken, almost the same process. So you've got your egg. Just beat that nicely. And we can do a similar thing. So firstly, we're going to go into with our flour. So here I've got some flour, salt, and pepper. You can obviously add spices of your choice. So if you want some smoked paprika,
You still got some of your
cumin,
taco seasoning left
yes,
over,
so
throw a bit of that
that'll
in.
Perfect with that.
See what I'm saying? That's
Even
why.
that hot honey, actually. How good will that go with this?
And I'd forgotten about like honey mustard with chicken, that combination of a bit of zing and a bit of sweet. Honey as a flavor profile lends itself to savory. It really does.
It
So
does.
push the boat out, man.
Into the egg.
Oh, wow.
Back into the flour. And of course here as well, what we can do is fill this with our chips as well. So adding the chips onto the chicken.
Get out of
that
town.
crunch is next level.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be next level.
And we're using thigh. We're using the brown meat part of the chicken, which I think is very clever. It goes very, very tender. If you cook it beautifully, it cooks quite quickly as well. And it does have a bit more fat in it for flavor. So I think it's great for a burger patty as opposed to just a down-the-line breast, which you got to generally add the flavor to bring it out, you know? Oh, look at you, man.
And then we do it that way. And the thing with this is you can even prepare this like a few hours before. You can leave this to set in the fridge along with your buns, because you know your buns need to rise a bit. So you can set this and fry it later. You know,
I love it. Do you want to pop him in and get it going?
Yeah,
Can we do that? Yeah.
We can actually start building it because we've got some stuff ready this side. So I'll leave you to build it because my hands are a bit messy. But you can just slice open your buns.
How
so that's what your
cute is
buns
this
look
little
like.
bun? I don't know if you can get a close-up on that guy, but absolutely beautiful. And there was something about the smell and the touch, the warmth of a freshly baked bun. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to try and
Just
emulate as
slice it
best I
open.
can. It is very, very sweet. I'm thinking to make these kind of little bespoke buns. Very cute, man.
It's very cute, even for like a nice starter table.
Absolutely.
Or, you know,
Fresh
little
and
bites.
beautiful.
Add on some lettuce, some mayo.
Just a little bit of mayo. And you know what you like? So include the flavor profiles that you
and your
enjoy.
chicken.
I'm going to have a piece of chicken that's going to just absolutely explode out
And
there.
there we go.
Yay!
That's it.
Look
I mean,
at that.
if you want some of that delicious honey, hot honey, imagine how good that will go
Man,
over that.
I should have probably put a smaller little bit of chicken there, but I think that's absolutely gorgeous and
that's it.
delicious. Yeah, I think you can use a hot honey sauce on absolutely everything. We saw it on TikTok. We did it in the Expresso kitchen. Absolutely beautiful. Nicholas, you're a genius, buddy. Thank you so much. It's all right. That's what must happen in the kitchen. Get dirty, roll your sleeves up, and have a little bit of fun.
Another feel-good production.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. For the final time, I have to tell you the details of this. You could win big when you play Daily Lotto for an estimated 500,000 Rand jackpot. It all goes down today, so do not get left behind, okay? Get your tickets now in store. You could head to nationallottery.co.za. There's the mobile app, cell phone banking, or you could just dial *120 *7529#. And that, of course, is for USSD. Now, all these details are on our Expresso social pages. Go and check them out. And then Panda Pusha play Daily Lotto, and that is for an estimated 500,000 Rand jackpot today for your chance to win big. And even if you don't play, let me tell you, you're a champion anyway, because you're here experiencing history. Please give it up for Bassi.
The good times continue here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's all thanks to the superstar that we have this morning. Oh yes, we promised you another performance. We celebrated, we've done the most. And to close things out, it is the beautiful Bassi with her song, Impile Ngcono. Everybody give it up!
Corruption, I'm fucking 17, provide every say for no feeling, oh no. Iphatheka sama, thandaze ngafuta, bakulunge please. Say for no feeling, oh no. Canting infelity, angry corruption, I'm fucking serpentine, provide every send for no feeling, Pandena sama, it's a mess my water, Babulunge, please. Fula, fula, fulena, Fula, fula, fulena, Fula, fula, fulena, Fula, fula, fulena, Fula, fulena, yeah, yeah.
Another Feel Good production.